production here at the OpenMic Broadcast Network. I am Mike Prince along with Andre Davis bringing you Prairie View football live from Abilene, Texas. The Prairie View University Panthers able to win the season opener and the inaugural game for first-year head coach Bubba McDowell by the score of 40-23. Lamar was victim to Abilene last week by the score of 28-14. We'll touch on that in just a little bit. Both teams coming in at 1-0. Both teams have purple as their dominant color. The difference is between the gold and the white. And if you're rooting for Prairie View, you're going to be pulling for the purple and gold. To bring us the play-by-play action firsthand from Abilene, Texas, is none other than Andre Davis. Davis, how you doing tonight, my man?
I'm doing good, Mike. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great, man. Ready to roll. What is the atmosphere looking like for you in Abilene, Texas, sir?
Nothing but electric, Mike. Nothing but electric. We got the fans still pouring in here for today's contest. But so far, man, it's been great. It's been great. We're excited for some college football. Week 2 for college football. You are tuned into Panther football right here at the OpenMic Broadcast Network. And it's just an exciting feeling, man. We're ready to get this thing going.
We're ready to get this thing going. But before we do that, let me remind you people how these games are being made possible. Without the support of these people, we could not and would not be getting these games up tonight. So we definitely want to acknowledge them and encourage you that if you would like to become a sponsor or a listening partner, all you have to do is visit that website at obnradio.com. Tonight, we want to thank the Prairie View Athletic Club. They've been serving student athletics since 1986. The Panther Backers, also another friend of Panthers Athletics, they've been serving student athletes since 1995. The Temple of Refuge Ministries, located in the beautiful city limits of Prairie View, Texas. You can listen to the sermons each and every Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, by simply dialing 857-777-0000. We want to thank A Rocket Mover and Storage Company, located at 3354. I'm sorry, I got stuck right there for a second. Yellowstone Boulevard in Houston, Texas. You can get in contact with Mr. James Wood if you need some of their services. We also want to acknowledge Teague's Barbecue, Prairie View's own class of 1980, Matthew Teague, serving up good old barbecue in the Spring, Texas area. Want to thank our listeners, want to thank our supporters, want to thank everyone that helps make PV Nation roll. And if you, once again, would like to become a listening partner, a sponsor, underwriter, or just make a donation, all you have to do is visit the website at obnradio.com, or you can cash app us at $OBN Radio. Andre, what is the tale of the tape for tonight's contest?
Yes, sir. Well, as you mentioned, Mike, both teams are coming in today's contest 1-0, victors of their opponents from last week's first season opening matchup. Specifically for the Panthers, they were able to take care of business last week against Texas Southern by the score of 40-23. A couple of key players that we have to notate, Mike, from last week's performance. The sophomore running back Jaden Stewart picking up right where he left off last season. He racked up 119 yards on 22 carries along with 2 touchdowns. And again, it's only been 1 week, but last week's performance was a key indicator as to why this young man received preseason All-SWAC second-team offense honors before this season start. The Panthers had a great rushing attack last week against Texas Southern, so we're going to see what they're going to do here today against the Wildcats.
Yes, indeed. Now, the Wildcats, on the other hand, won 28-14 over Lamar, which is an opponent for Prairie View down the road. But what was impressive, Andre, Lamar scored 14 points in the first quarter and was shut out from the second, third, and fourth for the win with the Wildcats. So the Panthers are going to face a much stiffer defense, it appears, tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They had a well-balanced offensive attack, Mike, against Lamar University. And not to cut you off, teams have come out into the field. Prairie View will receive the start here of the first half, and the kickoff is underway here from Abilene Christian University. So this one's going to be fielded in the end zone, and the Panthers will have first possession here in this opening drive. So the game has started here. From Abilene Christian University, Mike. So the Panthers and the Wildcats are ready to get this thing rolling.
Well, they're ready to get it rolling. We're ready to let you do your thing. If you could, paint a picture for those that are listening of what the team's looking like tonight.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, you mentioned the fact that both teams are coming in with purple. However, the Panthers are going to be wearing their white jerseys with the white helmets and the gold pants, and the Wildcats are going to have their white helmets, white pants, and the purple jerseys, if you will. So the Panthers are going to be moving right to left. Ball placed at the 25-yard line. The Panthers are going to go with an empty backfield setup. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right for Conley. He's going to send a man in motion. That's going to be number 5, Lamar Antoine. He's going to fake it to Antoine, going to keep it himself, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. He's going to lose about a couple yards on the play, as Conley faked the handoff and decided to keep it himself, but he was brought down in the backfield. So that's going to bring up second and about 12 for the Panthers.
Also mention a stiffer defense.
Right, yes, sir. Yes, sir. So Conley's going to drop back the pass. He has a man looking. That pass is caught, and he's going to be brought down just past the 30-yard line. A nice little pitch and catch there by the Panthers to get majority of those yards back. It's going to bring up third and about 1 for the Panthers. The ball is going to be placed right at the 34-yard line. 1 receiver to the left and 1 to the right for Conley. He's going to hand this one off to Lamar Antoine right up the middle. He's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage, but he's going to have just enough for a Panthers first down. So despite the fact that Conley was dropped in the backfield on first down, the Panthers were able to get those yards back and have a fresh set of downs here on this opening drive.
Always a good sign.
So yes, sir, always a good sign. 2 receivers. Or check that, 3 receivers to the left and 1 to the right for Conley. He just sent the man in motion, as Antoine's going to be offset to Conley's right. And he's going to send that man in motion. Check that. That was actually number 0, Jalen Howard. He's going to throw this one down the field, and that pass is caught. And that's going to be another Panthers first down. Huge catch on that play. As that was number 86, Ty Holden for the Panthers. And the Panthers will have a fresh set of downs, moving right to left. The Panthers are slowly creeping into Wildcat territory. Ball now placed at the 43-yard line of the Wildcats. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right for Conley. And Conley's going to throw it to the left side, and that pass is going to be incomplete. And that was number 4, Xavier Johnson, the intended receiver for the Panthers. That's going to bring up 2nd and 10. As Conley looks to the sideline and get the play call. And number 25, Bernard Goodwater, is going to be the running back for the Panthers. One of the veteran running backs, a guy that saw some action last week against the Tigers late in the 4th quarter. He's going to be offset to Conley's right. And he's going to fake this one too, Goodwater. He's going to roll to his right. He's going to get this one out just in the nick of time, but that pass is going to be incomplete. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 10 for the Panthers. As the Panthers are slowly working things out now, as Conley looks over to the sideline and get the signal. Panthers went with their hurry-up offense last week. And the Panthers are slowly working things out now. 2 receivers to the left and 2 to the right for Conley. And Conley dropped back to pass, looks left, throws left, and he has a man. That pass is caught, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds, way out of bounds, and there's a flag on the play. Looks like we may have a personal foul call charged against the Wildcats. We're going to wait to get the official call.
Well, while they're waiting on that, Andre, I'm sorry to step on you, sir, but while they're waiting on that,
yes, sir.
Bubba was talking about that they were definitely going to have to pass the ball. And it seemed like the game plan out the gate, they're looking much crisper throwing the ball downfield.
Yes, sir. They're looking much crisper, and there was a personal foul charge against the Wildcats in the pass, and they are going with the pass a lot more here in this opening drive in comparison to last week against the Tigers, as Conley only attempted a total of 6 passes last week. As the Panthers going to have fresh set of downs, ball right at the 21-yard line. He's going to look left, throw left, and he's hit as he throws, and that pass is incomplete. Wasn't really much of a Panther in that vicinity, as Traydon Conley was hit just as he was able to get that ball off. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Panthers. Ball placed right at the 21-yard line. Panthers moving right to left. Going to be 3 receivers to the left, but check that. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for Conley. As Antoine's going to be offset to his right. And he's going to take this to Antoine. He's going to roll to the right. That pass is incomplete. Another flag on the play, as he was looking for Jalen Howard, the intended receiver, on that last play. And we do have a flag on the play.
Well, it seems like the Panthers
waiting to get the call.
Trying to make
yes, sir.
Happen. Yeah, and yes. Abilene is kind of helping them out a little bit.
Abilene is helping them out, and the Panthers they're looking more balanced now in comparison to last week. They're going with the run and they're going with the pass as well. As we couldn't quite make out what the penalty was, but it is going to back up the Panthers. It was a charge against the Panthers. It's going to back them up 5 yards. So it's going to be 2nd and 15 for the Panthers, moving right to left. Ball placed at the 26-yard line. 3 receivers to the right and 1 to the left for Conley. As number 7, Christian Mosley checks in the game for the Panthers, he's going to be offset to Conley's left. Conley drop back to pass. He has a little time. Has a man in the end zone, and that pass is caught for a Panthers touchdown. The redshirt senior, number 0, Jalen Howard, on the reception for the Panthers.
Well, that is a way to respond, Andre. You come out with the opening kickoff. You methodically move downfield with a balanced run and pass attack, but more impressively with the pass from Conley. And there's some penalties from the Wildcats, and we'll take it any way we can. And then you have the redshirt senior wide open in the end zone for Panthers 6 points.
Yes, sir. Definitely some penalties from the Wildcats. They help the Panthers out as that PAT is up and good. So on that last drive, Mike, you did have some penalties from the Wildcats to kind of help the Panthers out. But at the same time, the poise by the quarterback, Traydon Conley, to stand in the pocket, he had a little pressure coming his way, but he was able to stand in the pocket and let his receiver, Jalen Howard, get in the end zone, and he was able to get that pass to him for a Panthers touchdown.
Yes, sir. Panthers looking very impressive on that opening drive. Want to remind you guys, you're listening live to Panthers football here at the OpenMic Broadcast Network. We do apologize with the construction of the booth. We didn't have the crowd mic application for tonight, but you will hear the game as it unfolds. I want to thank the Panther backers for their support of tonight's broadcast, Dino Robinson and Company. Andre, what's that phone number? They can get in contact with Dino if they want to report on the Panther backers.
For the Panther backers, they can contact him at 713-417-2090. Again, that's 713-417-2090.
There you go. Great job. Panthers ready to roll.
Yes, sir. Panthers are ready to roll. Teams are back out onto the field. As the Panthers will be kicking from right to left, and back to receive for the Wildcats is going to be number 24, Tyrese White. As this kick is off, and this is going to be fair catch right at the 13-yard line. So a solid kick as he wasn't able to return this one. And that's where the Wildcats are going to set up shop, moving left to right. As the Wildcats are going to be led. Ooh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now comes a test as the Panthers defense is going to be introduced to another balanced offense for the Wildcats. As we slightly mentioned before during the pregame show, the Wildcats had a balanced offense against Lamar University last week through the air and on the ground. As the quarterback for the Wildcats, Maverick McIver, he threw for 258 yards through the air and 2 touchdowns. So we'll see what he'll be able to do against the Panthers here in this opening drive, as he's going to hand this one off, but he's going to be brought down by a plethora of Panthers well in the backfield. The running back, Rovon Banks Jr., gets nowhere on that last play as he was brought down by a plethora of Panthers. That's going to bring up 2nd and 13 for the Wildcats.
2nd and 13, Panthers looking strong.
Panthers looking strong. Ball placed at the 27-yard line. Wildcats moving left to right. And McIver is going to fake this one off. He's going to throw to the left. He has a man. That pass is caught. He's going to be brought down right at the first down marker. And they're going to give it to him. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. As number 5, Tristan Golightly, will be awarded for the reception for the Wildcats. Ball now placed at the 41-yard line. Wildcats pushing the tempo just a little bit, kind of going up with a hurry-up offense of their own. 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right for McIver. And he's going to hand this one off. He's going to have a little room to the right side, and he's going to be brought down just before the 45-yard line. Number 14, Rovon Banks Jr., on a nice little run for the Wildcats, picks up about 4 yards on the play. As McIver looks to the sideline, waits to get the signal. He's going to have 2 receivers to his right, 1 to the left. Banks going to be offset to his right. This time a play action fake, and he's going to have a man downfield, and that pass is broken up and nearly intercepted. Great coverage there by the Panthers. As that was, we're going to credit that to number 4, Jemias Presley, and number 1, Stacy Brown, the safety. A little teamwork, if you will. As Presley kind of tipped it, and Brown was nearly close to picking that one off. So it's going to be 3rd and 7 for the Wildcats. Ball plays right at the 44-yard line. And McIver's going to drop a pass. He's going to step up into the pocket. He has a man, but that pass is going to be incomplete. Number 5, Tristan Golightly, the intended receiver on the play, and that's going to bring up 4th down for the Wildcats. So a 3 and out for the Wildcats, as Panthers were able to hold. Oh, check that. The Wildcats were able to get 1 first down on that drive, but the Panthers were able to hold, and as the punting units are out onto the field. And back deep for the Panthers is going to be number 4, Xavier Johnson. As this punt is off, and Johnson is going to fair catch this one right at the 17-yard line.
Well, Andre, that's a very impressive start for the Panthers, offensively and defensively, to hold down the Wildcats to a punt, even though they did get a first down. Now let's see if the Panthers can capitalize with the offense and get some more points on the board.
Yes, sir. We do have a timeout on the field. As we mentioned before, that as the Wildcats try to come out in a balanced offense through the air and on the ground. But as you mentioned, Mike, the Panthers defense were able to hold, and they're going to get a ball back to their offense to see if they can put some more points on the board here in the first quarter, as we have 10:22 remaining.
10:22 remaining, and reminding folks that you can still listen and spread the love around. Let folks know They can listen to Panthers football here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Andre Davis on the call. All you have to do is share the number, 857-777-0000.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Panthers looking strong here in this opening game so far, Mike. Looking strong through the air and looking strong on the ground. We saw the other running back, Bernard Goodwater, get some action in that opening drive for the Panthers as well.
Yes, sir. Well, Goodwater is the old man of the group. He was a transfer from Kansas, and he had a lot of injuries, untimely injuries, and it's really good to see him get out there on the field.
Well, we was able to see him get out there on the field. We also was able to see the other the other veteran running back, Christian Mosley, get out there on the field as well. Mr. Mosley, we was able to see also Ahmad Antoine on the field as well in that opening drive. Another running back for the Panthers who put up some very good numbers last week. He also ran for over 100 yards and a touchdown of his own for the Panthers last week in that extraordinary rushing attack that the Panthers put on the Tigers in the 37th annual Labor Day Classic. We didn't see the other running back, Jaden Stewart, as much in that last drive, and so we didn't really get a chance to see him, but we did see the other running backs as teams are coming out onto the field, and the Panthers will have a fresh set of downs, moving right to left. Ball plays right at the 19-yard line. Conley's going to have three receivers to the right and one to his left. As Conley looks over to the sideline, and he's barking at the line of scrimmage. And he's going to fake this one to Antoine. He's going to throw to his right. That pass is caught past the 20, past the 25, and he's going to be brought down right at the 30-yard line. Number 4, Xavier Johnson on the reception for the Panthers. And he will have enough for a Panthers first down. He was brought down right at the first down marker, and they was able to give him a good spot. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. And the Panthers going to go with the hurry-up offense. He's going to fake it. Conley's going to keep it himself, and he's going to run to the right. He has plenty of room, and he's going to go out of bounds. And another first down for the Panthers. So the Panthers going with the hurry-up offense, similar to what we saw in last week's performance against the Tigers. As Conley faked the handoff and kept it himself to get a fresh set of down for the Panthers. Ball now placed at the 42-yard line. Panthers moving right to left. 3 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. This time Conley will hand this one off. He's going to run to the right side, but he's not going to go anywhere, as he may have lost a yard on that play. And that was number 2, Connor Wiseman, another running back for the Panthers. He will lose a yard on that play. So 2nd and 11 for the Panthers. Ball right at the 40-yard line. 3 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Conley drop back to pass, looking. He has a man to the right side, and that pass will be incomplete. The Panthers go with a pass on that last play. That pass is incomplete. The Panthers find themselves 3rd and 11, ball right at the 41-yard line. 3 receivers to the left and 1 to the check that. 3 to the left and 2 to the right for Conley. The Panthers going to go with an empty backfield here on 3rd down. 8:48 remaining here in the first quarter. Panthers on top of this one by the score of 7-0. We just now tuning in. And Conley's going to go with the quarterback sneak up the middle. He's going to have plenty of room, and he will have enough for a Panthers first down. So Conley goes with the quarterback keeper. Yes, sir.
Wow.
What an attack for the night. And this is similar to what we saw last week, Mike. The Panthers show pass on 3rd down, going with the empty backfield. Conley takes 1 second and just takes it up the middle himself and have a fresh set of downs for the Panthers, moving right to left. Panthers creeping their way into Wildcat territory. Ball plays now at the 47-yard line of the Wildcats. This time Conley will hand this one off to Goodwater up the middle. Gains a few yards for the Panthers. 3 to be exact. 2nd and 7 now. Ball plays right at the 45-yard line. But check that, 2 yards on that last play, on that last run by Bernard Goodwater. Getting some more action here on this second drive for the Panthers. 1 receiver to the right, 1 to the left for Conley. Goodwater offset to his left. He's going to hand this off to Goodwater up the middle again. He's going to be brought down. Didn't really get much on that play. Kept his legs moving. Only gained about a yard. So the Panthers will have 3rd and 6 coming up. As we have some wide receiver substitution for the Panthers. 3 different wide receivers checking the game now. As the Panthers are going to go with the empty backfield yet again. And we do have a timeout on the field, timeout charged against the Panthers. So 7:07 remaining here on our game clock. The Panthers on top of this one by the score of 7-0. Panthers kind of going with a balanced attack here in this Week 2 game against the Wildcats.
No doubt about it, Andre. Night and day. Some were even questioning if Conley could even throw the ball because they ran so much last week against the Tigers. But it's apparent that he can throw the ball and throw it with some accuracy, as he's been able to spread the love and get some points and keep that Wildcat defense off balance thus far.
Well, as far as keeping that Wildcat defense off balance, the Panthers are controlling the clock right now with their balanced attack on offense through the air and on the ground, Mike. One of the things to kind of point out that we didn't get a chance to mention in our pregame show, both of these teams coming in here with wanting the ability to control the clock. In last week's performance against Lamar, the Wildcats held the ball for a total of 40 minutes and 40 seconds, whereas for the Panthers held the ball against the Tigers for a total of 33 minutes and 40 seconds. So both teams coming in here with the mindset of wanting to control the clock, keep their offense on the field, and keep the opposing defense off the field, if you will.
Yes, sir. They say one of the best defense is a strong offense that can eat up the clock and yardage with that run game. So let's say go Panthers and keep this thing rolling.
Go Panthers, keep this thing rolling. And then one of the things to really point out, Mike, is when the Panthers go with that empty backfield setup and have just Conley back there to kind of show paths, and typically they do that when they find themselves on 3rd down, 3rd and long, 3rd and 10 plus. He takes about 1 second, as if he's counting his head 1,001, and he just takes off. He finds a lane up the middle, and he takes off, and he breaks off for a huge gain for the Panthers. As the teams are coming back out onto the field, and the Panthers are ready to get things rolling here on 3rd down. They find themselves 3rd and 6 to be exact. Ball plays right at the 43-yard line. 3 receivers to the right and 2 to the left for Conley. The Panthers will go with the empty backfield setup. As Conley drops back to pass. This time he will let this one off, and that pass is caught close to the 1st down marker. Looks like he's going to be a yard shy of the 1st down.
I'm loving this attack tonight, Andre, truly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Loving this attack, and we're going to see what the Panthers do here on 4th down as they are in Wildcat territory. Ball at the 38-yard line. 4th and 1. And it looks like the offense will stay out on the field. Con's going to have 2 receivers to the left. And he's going to have Antoine offset to his right. May watch for the quarterback sneak and hand this one out to Ahmad Antoine as Conley will call timeout. As the Panthers wasn't quite liking what they saw on the Wildcats defense, and they're going to burn another timeout here in the 1st quarter.
Well, yeah, you're burning the timeouts, but you're at a point of striking. You're in foreign territory. You want to make sure that you execute everything well. So if there was some assignments that probably got crossed up, they want to make sure they get this right because it is 4th and 1. as we mentioned, at the 38-yard line, trying to make a statement here on the road. So far, so good for the game plan for the Panthers. I'm very, very impressed with how they've been mixing and matching, dinking and dunking down the field.
Yes, sir, and I'm very impressed as well. And it's complete opposite of what I actually had on my notes for the pregame show as far as the Panthers are concerned in terms of things that the Panthers need to do here in today's ball game. I had the Panthers just continuing with the rushing attack that they did last week against the Wildcats, but of course that's why I'm up here in the broadcast booth and I'm not a coach, Mike.
Well, understood. Well, like we said, Bubba made plenty of emphasis that they were going to have to really get better at throwing the ball this week.
Right. Yes, sir. And teams are back out onto the field. The Panthers will go for it on 4th and down as Conley is going to fake this one out to Antoine, keeping himself to the right side, and he will have enough for a Panthers first down.
Very good. A timeout well spent.
Timeout well spent. The Panthers went with the read option on that last play as Conley did the right thing toward it on that last drive, on that last play to get the first set down for the Panthers. Ball now placed at the 36-yard line. And they're going to go with the read option again. This time Conley will keep it himself yet again. This time he's going to run to the left side. He's going to run out of bounds right at the first down marker, about a yard shy, so a 9-yard pickup by the quarterback, Trajan Conley, on that last play. 2nd and 1 for the Panthers, moving right to left as they're creeping their way into Wildcat territory. Well, they're well within Wildcat territory at this point. Ball now placed at the 27-yard line. 3 receivers to the right and 1 to the left for Conley. Antoine's going to be offset to his left. Conley box the signal at the line of scrimmage, and he's going to fake this one to Antoine, keeping himself. But this time he will be brought down in the backfield by number 0, Taiwan Bradley.
No problem
with that one.
Clock still run. You got possession. So as they say, burn, baby, burn.
Yes, sir. Clock is still running. You still have possession. The Wildcats were able to kind of sniff that last one out. But nonetheless, Panthers will have 3rd and 4. Ball now placed right at the 30-yard line. Panthers will go with the empty backfield setup. 3 receivers to the left and 3 receivers to the right and 2 to the left for Conley. Conley drop back to pass. He has a man. That pass is incomplete. Just in and out of his hands.
Well, now you got a decision to make.
So you almost.
Yes, sir. It's 4th down at the 30-yard line. That would be a 47-yard field goal attempt. You went for it early. Do you go for it now, or do you send the unit out?
Well, it looks like Bo McDowell is just going to take the points as the field goal unit does come out onto the field, and the ball is placed at the 30-yard line of the Wildcats.
Oh, 30, so it'll be a 40-yard attempt. Okay, very good.
Yeah, so it'll be so it'll be a 40-yard attempt as number 38, Luis Reyes, attempts this one. And that kick is blocked by the Wildcats. Wow. Unbelievable. That would have been a 40-yard field goal attempt by Reyes. And that field goal is blocked and recovered by the Wildcats. So they will have a fresh set of downs at their own 39-yard line.
Well, you have
the Panthers, they start to take the
Yeah, you had a big play on special teams. Panthers, as you say, went for the money points. I personally kind of would like to see them go for it just to make a statement.
Right. We're going to see if the Panthers defense can hold as they were able to do on the previous drive. As MacGyver is going to throw this from the left, that pass is caught past the 45, brought down right at midfield. And number 18, Kendall Catalan on the reception for the Wildcats. Going to be a first set of downs for the Wildcats. Ball placed right at the 50-yard line. Wildcats moving left to right. As MacGyver is going to have 2 receivers to the right and 1 to his left. As Bank's going to be offset to his right. And MacGyver is going to attempt to pass. That pass is caught on the far end of the sideline. And that was number 5, Tristan Golightly on the reception for the Wildcats, about a 6-yard pickup on that last play. Ball now placed at the 44-yard line. Wildcats moving left to right. 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right for MacGyver. And he's going to hand this one to the bench to the left side. And he's going to be brought down, only picking up about a yard on the play. As number 44, Warren Shankle and company on the stop for the Panthers. So a key 3rd down coming up here on this drive. 3rd and 3 to be exact. As MacGyver looks to the sideline, waits to get the call. Ball placed at the 43-yard line. 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. As he sends a man in motion, he's going to take this one himself to the left side, past the 40. He's going to be brought down out of bounds, but not before picking up a 1st down for the Wildcats. As they went with the play action fake, but MacGyver decides to keep himself to the left side to pick up a fresh set of downs for the Wildcats.
Well, Andre, while they're moving the sticks, we're going to give you a couple of quick scoring updates. Albany Tigers giving FAMU a little struggle. FAMU up 17-7 as last check. And LSU all over Southern in the first quarter, 37-0.
Thank you for that, Mike. That pass was complete. And we're going to have another fresh set of downs for the Wildcats. Ball now at the 15-yard line. As number 8, Kobe Clark on the reception for the Wildcats. 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Wildcats going with the hurry-up offense. And he's going to throw this one in the back of the end zone. That pass is broken up, incomplete. Number 31, Jalen Stanford on the defensive stop for the Panthers. The Panthers catch a huge break as he looks like he was going to come down with that one. And Stanford just knocks it out right at the last minute. So 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats. Ball at the 15-yard line. Wildcats moving left to right. 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. And MacGyver's going to fake this one, roll to his right. He has a man, and that pass is complete for a Wildcat touchdown. Wow. Waiting to get to see if we can make out the jersey number, and that was a tight end, number 88, Jed Castles, on a touchdown reception for the Wildcats with the PAT to follow. As the snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. So the Wildcats respond after the blocked field goal attempt, and they drive the ball 70 yards down the field to tie this game up here in the first quarter with 2:09 remaining.
Yeah, it was almost like you woke up the sleeping giant after that blocked field goal attempt, which is one of those reasons why I said, well, let me go for it. But I understand you want to play the high risk, play on that. But like I said, being on the road, hopefully the Panthers can come out composed and pick up where they left off, because they've been looking very impressive thus far. And they can get back into control of this game with 2:09 remaining in the first quarter. Panthers on top. Panthers tied with the Wildcats 7-7. Want to thank our sponsors for tonight, the Prairie View Athletic Club, serving student athletes since 1986. For more information on how you can become a part of the Prairie View Athletic Club, now 936-857-5817.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then at one point in time, there was a 7-7 score last week as well, Mike. So if I'm the Panthers, you don't want to, get flustered or anything like that. As you mentioned, you wake up a sleeping giant. How do you respond? The Wildcats were able to respond on that last drive there after blocking the field goal. So we're going to see how the Panthers are going to respond here in this next drive. They have 2:08 remaining here in the first quarter. So we're going to see how they're going to respond. Teams haven't come out on the field just yet. Still have a little bit of time.
Well,
and we're going to use this opportunity.
Line, folks.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, Drake. Go
yes,
right
sir.
ahead, sir. Go
no,
right
no,
ahead.
Well, we were just going to take this time to remind all of our listeners that if you want to become a listening partner, you can simply visit our website at obnradio.com. And for 17 cents, for simply 17 cents, your donation will help support our programming at the OpenMic Broadcast Network. So visit obnradio.com, make your donation today, and help us with our continued coverage throughout Waller County and beyond.
Let me help you with that. 17 cents a day, which is $5 a month. Somebody said you can't even send 17 cents, Andre. But
$5 a month.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yes, sir. But no, great job. Panthers get a chance to put this thing back in gear. Not at 17
yes,
cents.
Yes, sir. Not at 17 cents. They're gonna need more than 17 cents tonight to kick this thing back in gear. As the teams are coming back out onto the field, Wildcats are ready to kick this one all back to the seed. This is going to be number 0, Jalen Howard, and he's going to field this one in the back of the end zone. Just going to kneel this one down. So the Panthers will have a fresh set of downs here late in the first quarter. We say we're going to be ready to get things rolling. Still have a little bit of time. Teams haven't come out to the field just yet, as they're slowly making their way onto the field. Panthers been kind of going with the read option, if you will, as the quarterback, Trayshawn Conley, has just been reading that defensive end to decide if he's going to keep it or if he's going to push it, as number 7, Christian Mosley, the other running back, checks in the game for the Panthers to start this drive. He was able to see some action early in the first quarter, and looks like he's going to try to finish this one out for the Panthers, as they're going to have 3 receivers to the left. And Conley's going to attempt to pass, and that pass is going to be incomplete. The running back, Christian Mosley, was the intended receiver on the play, as he kind of bobbled it just as he was kind of going out of bounds, when able to hauled it in, if you will. As number 5, Ahmad Antoine, will check in the game for him. Panthers will have 2nd and 10, ball at the 25-yard line. Panthers moving right to left. Conley's going to have 2 receivers to the right and 1 to his left. Antoine's going to be offset to his left. Conley walking at the line of scrimmage. And he's going to attempt to pass, and that pass is complete on the far side of the field, as he was met immediately. Number 86, Ty Holden, on the reception for the Panthers, as he was able to gain about 4 yards on that last reception. Panthers kind of slowing the tempo down. As looks like there may have been a penalty on that last play. Wasn't quite sure to make out what the penalty was, but it will back the Panthers up 5 yards, as they will repeat 2nd down. So 2nd and 15, ball now placed at the 20-yard line. Panthers go with an empty backfield setup, as Conley's going to go with the quarterback here. This time it will not work, and he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage. Number 50, Damian Hart, on the stop for the Wildcats, as the Panthers went with they went with the empty backfield setup, and Conley tried the quarterback keeper up the middle. This time he was able to gain no yards. Actually, he lost 2 yards on that last play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 17 for the Panthers. Ball placed now at their own 18-yard line. 2 receivers to the left and 2 to the right. Bernard Goodward checks in the game at running back. He's going to throw this one to Goodward to the left side, and he's going to shed a few defenders. He's going to be brought down after getting a huge, huge play for the Panthers. 1st down.
Excellent, excellent, excellent.
Yes, sir. The senior running back, Bernard Goodwater, on that swing pass that Dr. Mike Prince loves so much, Swing pass to Bernard.
Hey, I was calling for it last week, man. I was calling for it all last week. Now they're giving it to you.
You were calling for it last week. They was able to give it to you. Huge pickup for the Panthers. Ball now placed at the 41-yard line. And he's going to hand this one up the middle. Going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage. That was the running back, Bernard Goodwater. Actually going to lose a yard on that last play. The Wildcats were able to stiff that one out. 2nd and 11 now for the Panthers. Ball right at the 40-yard line. You do not want to go backwards if you are the Panthers. And that looks like that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. 7-7 our score here.
Panthers and the Wildcats all tied at 7 at the end of the first quarter play. The key so far has to be the blocked field goal attempt against the Panthers, which kind of gave some momentum to the Wildcats as they were able to score after that turnover of possessions to knock this thing up. But the Panthers still looking good. I am very impressed with Trajan Conley and his spreading of the ball. The game plan that the Panthers have come across on tonight. So a very good job thus far. Even though we got 3 quarters left, and speaking of quarters that are left, let me give you a scoring update for this one, Mr. Davis. The University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff Golden Lions are having their way with the North American Stallions. At the half, the score is 52-3 in favor of the Golden Lions. So hopefully they'll put the Lions back in the den so that no one gets too physically abused in that game, right? Speaking of physically abused, Austin Peay was all over Mississippi Valley in their game earlier, and not a good day for the Delta Devils, but I'm got some good times and good things that I think are going to be happening down in the Delta.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good things happening, and we'll see. And I've been impressed with Trajan Conley as well, Mike. Honestly, I've been impressed with the entire game plan, as you alluded to, for the Panthers. Coming in with a nice, well-balanced offensive attack through the air and on the ground. That last play, the last 2 plays, huge pickup by the running back Bernard Goodwater, was able to pick up a huge first down for the Panthers as they found themselves in 3rd and long, and he was able to pick up a huge first down for the Panthers. As they'll flip sides, teams haven't come out on the field just yet, but when they do flip sides, the Panthers will have the ball. It'll be 2nd and 11 right at the 40-yard line.
I want to remind you, folks, that at the conclusion of tonight's broadcast, you can listen to the 1876 After Party live by going to the website obnradio.com. Click on the Mike Prince Show, and we will be able to recap of tonight's action and give a slight forecast of next week's home game against Incarnate Word. So be sure to keep it locked right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network for Panthers football all season long.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Teams have switched sides, and we are ready to get the second quarter started. 7-7 our score here if you're just now tuning in. It's going to be 2nd and 11 for the Panthers. Ball placed at the 40-yard line. He's going to have 3 receivers to the right and 1 to his left. As Conley's going to send Jelon Howard in motion. Now it's going to be an empty backfield setup. And Conley's going to drop back to pass, and that pass is going to be incomplete, but a flag on the play. Going to be a flag on the play as the officials are huddled up. Well, actually, it's a false alarm, Mike. No flag on that play. That they will wave it off, and we will have 3rd and 11 for the Panthers. Ball right at the 40-yard line. As some of the Panther fans, including myself, may have wanted a pass interference call. But it will be 3rd and 11. Ball at the 40-yard line. 2 receivers to the left and 2 to the right. As Conley is going to drop back to pass. He steps up to the pocket. He has a man. That pass is complete. Right at midfield. And it's going to be number 4, Xavier Johnson on the reception for the Panthers. Depending on where they spot him, and they're going to spot this one just shy of the first down marker. Wow. So 4th and inches, Panthers will go for it. Ball right at the 50-yard line. Panthers go with a hard count. They may have gotten the Wildcats offside. As the Panthers went with a hard count, I don't see a flag on the play. So there was a flag on the play on the far end of the field. They're going to call offsides charge against the Wildcats, and that will be a fresh set of downs for the Panthers. So the Panthers went with a hard count on 4th and inches, able to get the Wildcats jumping, and they will have a fresh set of downs. Ball now at the 45-yard line of the Wildcats.
I bet you they go for it the next time.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for Conley. Conley's going to drop back the pass. He looks left, throws left, had a man. As that pass is going to be incomplete. Ahmad Antoine, the intended receiver on the play for the Panthers. 2nd and 10 coming up. Panthers slowly moving this one, giving us a mixture of passing and running, if you will. 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left for Conley. Antoine's going to be offset to his left. Conley drop back to pass, looks right, throws right. That pass is complete. Past the 40, and he's going to be brought down right at the 37-yard line. And number 88, Donovan White, on the reception for the Panthers. Solid pickup on that last play. We're going to have 3rd and 2 coming up. 3 receivers to the left for the Panthers. And Antoine's going to be offset to Conley's left. 13:27 and counting remaining here on our game clock. As now Conley sends Antoine to his right. He's going to hand out to Antoine up the middle. It's going to be a stop for a short game, but that will be enough for a Panthers first down.
Man, oh man, keep the sticks moving, the balanced attack. Got to give credit to the guys up front, though. They're looking pretty strong as they did last week on their front line.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They're looking really strong. You can tell Conley is very confident in that backfield, Mike. So you can tell he has all the confidence in his offensive line. They're looking very strong here on this drive here in the second quarter. As Conley's going to step up into the pocket, he's going to roll to the right side. He's going to just keep it himself, and he's going to be brought down right at the 30-yard line. It's going to be officially at the 29 as Conley attempted to pass on that last play. Couldn't find an open receiver. Just decided to take it himself just to pick up what he can get. Picks up some solid positive yards for the Panthers. As they will have 2nd and 7. Ball placed at the 29-yard line of the Wildcats. Panthers moving left to right. 2 receivers to the right and 2 to the left for Conley. Antoine's going to be offset to his right. Conley back to pass, has a man in the back of the end zone, and that pass is going to be broken up. No yellow laundry. Conley had a man, but great defense by the Wildcats, as that was number 6, Jaquan Bloomfield, the intended receiver for the Panthers. So we're going to have 3rd and 7, ball at the 29-yard line. As the Panthers try to take a shot in the end zone on that last play, if you will. 3 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. As Bernard Goodwater now checks in the game for the Panthers at running back. And Conley's going to attempt to pass. Looks to his right. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to be brought down right at the 30-yard line. He's not going to have nearly enough for a Panthers first down. Only picks up about a yard on that quarterback scramble. As Conley
well, you got to go.
Yes, sir.
You got to go for the field goal now because of the distance. I'd be surprised if they go for it on that 4th and 4 with the momentum earlier. You want to try to pick the momentum back up. Defense is looking good, and offense is looking good for the most part. And see what they're going to do here.
Yeah, so the Panthers, the field goal unit is out onto the field to attempt this field goal attempt here on 4th down. And the snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. As he was able to get that through the uprights. Number 38, Luis Reyes, the kicker, was able to extend the Panthers' lead 10-7 here early in the second quarter, 11-17. So the Panthers were able to respond with 3 points here in this opening drive here in the second quarter.
Very good, 47-yard good by Reyes. Panthers regaining control. And I can't get over the fact of the game plan and the execution of the game plan. Because, you can write these things up all week long, Andre, but you still got to get out there and execute. And the Panthers are absolutely doing that right now. Speaking of being able to execute, if you have anything that needs to be moved or stored, you can get in contact with A-Rockets, Movers, and Storage. They're located in Houston, Texas, off of 3454 Yellowstone Boulevard. Mr. James Wood and Company would love to be able to render you some service. So if you want to get in contact with A-Rocket Movers of Houston, Texas, Dre, roll off that number, please.
Yes, sir. So for A-Rocket Movers, contacting James Woods at 713-545-0658. Again, that's 713-545-0658.
Very good. If we got time. Sorry about that. We have the scoring update of Texas Southern at North Texas. The Green Machine up right now in the second quarter by a score of 31-17.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And while we have a little bit of time, Mike, we can kind of go over some first quarter stats here for today's ball game. The number that really stands out the most to me is that we mentioned so far here in this game about the well-balanced offensive attack for the Panthers here against the Wildcats. 7 for 13, Trayvon Conley was in that first quarter, 7 for 13 passing for 104 yards, and of course he had that one touchdown pass, the 26-yard pass to the redshirt senior Jalon Howard, but 13 pass attempts in that first quarter, already well more than what he had total last week against the Tigers. He only attempted a total of 6 passes last week against the Tigers, and he's already attempted more than 13 so far here in this game, Mike.
He's doubled his trouble in the first half of play, and you got to like that, right? Trouble. 6 for the entire game and 13 in the first quarter. So people, who said this man couldn't throw the ball? He's looking like a champion out there tonight.
Well, whoever said that, he's definitely answering that call here in today's game against the Wildcats. As the teams are come back out onto the field, the Panthers are ready to kick this one off, be kicking left to right. And back to receive this for the Wildcats is going to be number 0, Zach Scruggs. As the kick is off, and he's going to field this one at his 3-yard line, get past the 10, past the 15, and he's going to be brought down right at the 17-yard line. So Maverick McGuire and company will set up shop at their own 17-yard line, moving right to left. And before the team, we'll have to check that. Teams are coming back out into the field. Wasting no time here in the second quarter as we have 11-11 remaining here on the game clock. 10-7 our score in favor of the Panthers.
I like that 11-11 means something good is going to happen.
Right. As MacGyver sends a man in motion, he's going to hand this one off up the middle, and he's going to be brought down Gained a solid 2 yards on the play. That was number 21, Jeremiah Dobbins for the Wildcats. A 2-yard pickup. 2nd and 8 here for the Wildcats.
Another quick score, Andre. UCLA 45, Alabama State 7. That's the final.
Yes, sir. As MacGyver is going to take this one, he's going to throw this one downfield. He has a man, and that pass is complete. Wow. Number 5, Tristan Golightly on the big reception for the Wildcats. The ball now placed at the 37-yard line of the Panthers. Maybe a huge momentum swing here with that last play. The receiver to the right, one to the left for MacGyver. This time he will hand this one up the middle. He's going to shed a defender, keeps his legs moving. He's going to be brought down past the 35-yard line, right at the 32. So the Wildcats moving right along here, moving right to left. And the ball will be placed at the 32-yard line of the Panthers. 2nd and 5 coming up. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And he gets the snap, but it's bobbled a little bit, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. So bad snap on that last play, as MacGyver was able to just get on it just in the nick of time. Definitely what the Panthers needed, as they're going to lose a couple of yards on that play. So 3rd and 7 coming up for the Wildcats.
This is a critical down for both sides, and you can kind of sense that the Wildcats are in almost panic mode right now. They wasn't expecting this type of battle from the Panthers tonight.
Absolutely not. The Panthers are taking it right to them, Mike, and the Wildcats definitely were not expecting that coming into this ball game. As we have 37 coming up, and MacGyver is going to look right, throw right. He has a man downfield, and that pass is intercepted by the Panthers.
That's what you're looking
huge stop there by the Panthers.
Yes,
by
sir.
Gerald Smith. So a huge turn of events here early in the second quarter. As
yes,
sir. Had a man downfield, but a great stop there by Smith and a turnover for the Panthers.
Well, you got to be impressed. Once again, I can't overemphasize this plan of attack from both sides of the ball. They are hitting the Wildcats right in the mouth right now, and they're kind of dazed. It's like being in a fight, Andre, and you're the defending champion, or you're supposed to expect to win, and this guy come ready to fight. Uh-oh, did I hear Buster Douglas, Tyson? Could we have one of those tonight?
Well, when you're in the fight, Mike, the best thing you do is to take it right to your opponent, and the Panthers are doing just that. As Conley's going to attempt to pass to the left side, that pass is going to be incomplete. As the Panthers have this one right at their own 2-yard line, which is where their interception took place on the previous drive. And on that last play, incomplete pass, 2nd and 10 coming up for the Panthers. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. As Antoine's going to be offset to Conley's left. Conley's going to drop back the pass. He throws him just before he was hit, and that pass is going to be complete. And he's going to be past the 20. We're actually brought down right at the 20-yard line. The redshirt senior Jalen Howard on the reception for the Panthers, as we will have 1st and 10 for the Panthers, moving left to right.
That was a huge play, Andre.
Yes, sir. Huge play. Ball plays right at the 21-yard line. Conley's going to hand this one out to Antoine up the middle. He's only going to gain 2 yards on the play. 2-yard pickup by the running back, Ahmad Antoine. 2nd and 8 coming up for the Panthers. As Conley's going to have 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left, looks to the sideline, gets the signal. Antoine's going to be offset to his left. And Conley's going to fake the pass, hand this one off to Antoine up the middle, but he's going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage. He's actually going to lose about 3 yards on that play. As the Wildcats defense was able to sniff that one out with no problem. So now we have 3rd and 12 for the Panthers. Ball now placed at their own 19-yard line. And this is usually those situations where we see the Panthers go with the empty backfield setup, and Conley may show pass and take off down the field. He's going to have 2 receivers to the left and 2 to the right. He's going to drop back the pass, and he's going to air this one long downfield, and that pass is incomplete. As the Panthers go with a long pass there on 3rd and long, but it was incomplete. And number 18, Christopher Simmons, the intended receiver for the Panthers. So 4th and 12 now coming up. An obvious punting situation for the Panthers.
Well, you like to call the Panthers trying to take it upfield, spread that defense out, which is going to be setting up that quarterback draw. So they're trying to look whatever they can get, whatever defense is showing that they're soft at.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As we have some movement on the front line, both teams are pointing at each other.
Well, you know how that goes, man. They must have somebody sneezed or had a tickle or itch.
Somebody sneezed or had a tickle or a scratch or something.
Yes, sir.
It'll either be offside. Yes, sir. It'll be false start against the Panthers or offside against the Wildcats. We'll see what this call is going to be. And it will be offsides charged against the Wildcats. So it will push the Panthers forward 5 yards. Still not enough for a first down. So instead of 4th and 12, it's going to be 4th and 7. So punting units will stay on the field as number 18, Kendall Calalon, back to receive this one for the Wildcats. As this punt is off, and he's going to field this one at the 35-yard line. He's not going to go anywhere. Only gains about a yard on that last play. On that play, well, he was brought down by the Panthers. As the Wildcats will set up shop at their own 39-yard line, moving right to left, as we do have a timeout on the field charge against the Panthers.
All right. Well, the Panthers in control, in the lead right now in the second quarter. Got a scored update for you from the Southwestern Athletic Conference. The Grambling State Tigers are leading Northwestern right now by a score of 31-14 in the second quarter. So Grambling State flexing their muscle under Hugh Jackson, and they're looking pretty strong on the night. UCLA, as we mentioned, up over the Alabama State Hornets by the score of 45-7. That was a final in that one. As we are getting ready here to reconvene, Panthers on top, reminding you guys that you can listen to Panthers football right here at the OpenMic Broadcast Network throughout the duration of the season. Next week, we'll be back on the heel as they'll host Incarnate Word right here at the OpenMic Broadcast Network.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And and for this upcoming drive, teams haven't come out to the field just yet, but for this upcoming drive, Mike, this is going to be a very important drive for both teams, as you will, if you will. For the Panthers defense, we're going to see what they can do here on this last drive. They were able to get a turnover by way of an interception on the previous drive. Offense wasn't able to do much with it, ended up punting it off, but another stop will be needed for the Panthers defense here on this upcoming drive, as we have 6:40 remaining here on the game clock here in the second quarter.
Yes, sir. I can sneak another quick score in at halftime. Jackson State 6, Tennessee State 3.
How much time left is in that game?
They're at halftime.
They're at halftime. Okay.
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
Okay. All right. Well, the teams are trotting back out onto the field. Ball is going to be placed at the 39-yard line of the Wildcats. Wildcats moving right to left. as MacGyver is going to have two receivers to his right and one to the left. As number 14, Rovon Banks is going to be offset to his left. As MacGyver looks to the sideline to get the call. And he's going to look right, throw right. He has a man. That pass is caught past the 45 past midfield. He's still on his feet. And he's going to be brought down right at the 39-yard line. As that was number 18, Kendall Calalon on the reception for the Wildcats to get the Wildcats a fresh set of downs. Now in Panther territory. Ball placed at the 41-yard line. Two receivers to the left and one to the right for MacGyver. Banks offset to his left. And he will hand this one off to Banks. Banks cuts to the left side, has some room, still on his feet, and he's finally brought down. But not before picking up. Well, actually, check that. There's a flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be maybe a holding penalty charge against the Wildcats. And it will be just that. So the Panthers catch a break on that last play, and that's going to back the Wildcats up 10 yards.
You know, there's an old cheerleader that said, push them back, way back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So the Panthers will catch a break on that last play, holding penalty charge against the Wildcats. The ball now is going to be placed at the 49-yard line of the Panthers. First and 18 for the Wildcats, two receivers to the right, one to the left for MacGyver. Hand off to Banks up the middle, and they're going to push the power forward. Going to do a 4-yard pickup by the running back. It looks like he was going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage, but the extra effort gaining 2 more yards on that last play. It looks like Banks' helmet came off, so he's going to have to at least sit out one play. So coming in for him is going to be the other running back, Jeremiah Dobbins, for the Wildcats. 2nd and 15 coming up. Ball placed right at the 45-yard line. Two receivers to the right. And MacGyver is going to attempt to pass. He steps up in the pocket. He has a man downfield, but incomplete. As number 4, Jamias Presley on the coverage for the Panthers. That was number 5, Tristan Golightly, the intended receiver for the Wildcats.
We stand another pick right now, Dre. We need another pick.
We need another pick right now. The Wildcats tried to take another shot downfield. Hasn't been working so far here in this ball game as they find themselves third and 15. Twin receiver setup. MacGyver looks right over, and another pass intercepted by the Panthers. Mike Prince called it. That was number 25, Isaiah Kelly, for the Panthers. Another interception right on cue.
What can I say, man? It was that Panther crystal ball, right?
And check that. I was actually looking at the wrong roster. That was number 25, Gerald Smith, on the interception for the Panthers. That's actually his second interception, Mike. He's the same guy that intercepted the ball on that previous drive for the Panthers, and he comes up big on that drive on that Panthers defense.
Yes, sir. That's just what the doctor ordered. Now let's see if they can cash in the prescription.
Yes, sir. So ball now placed at their own 44-yard line. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Panthers go with an empty backfield setup. As Conley attempts to pass, he has all day to throw, and he has a man downfield, in and out of his hands. That was number 4, Xavier Johnson, was wide open, may have been looking downfield before he took off, as Conley threw a great pass, just couldn't hold that one in.
Well, you'll have nightmares about that when he's 50 years old, man. You know, he's like, I should have caught that.
Right. So 2nd and 10 for the Panthers. They go to empty backfield setup. He's going to attempt this one again downfield, as that pass was intercepted by the Wildcats. Number 3, Abner Dubar on the interception for the Wildcats. So
well, once
Conley
again,
tried to go downfield again.
yes, sir.
Wildcats
I was
intercept
say,
that
once
one
again,
off. Yes, sir.
they're attacking, spreading out the offense because it was run all last week. And you just got to be impressed with this game plan, man. Once again, wide open receiver.
And Xavier is definitely beating. I'm sure he's beating himself up about that last play, as he was wide open on the previous play, as Conley threw a great pass to him. Coverage was a little tight on this last interception throw by Conley, as the Wildcats will have a fresh set of downs, moving right to left. Ball placed at their 13-yard line, as McGyver's going to hand this off to Banks on the right side. He's going to be brought down. He gets past the 15-yard line. Going to be brought down right at the 17-yard line. The Wildcats are going to try to push the tempo here a little bit here in the second quarter, as we have 4:30 remaining and counting. Panthers on top of this one by the score of 10-7. As McGyver looks to the sideline, waits to get the call. Two receivers to his right, and Banks going to be offset to his left. He's going to hand off to Banks. Banks up the middle. He's going to be brought down right at the 20-yard line. And that was number 0, Travion Green, the linebacker, on the stop for the Panthers. Huge third down coming up for both squads, 3rd and 2 to be exact. Ball plays right at the 21-yard line. One receiver on each side for McGyver. And a handoff up the middle. He's going to have a little room, keeps his legs moving. And he's going to be brought down, but not before picking up a first down for the Wildcats. And that was number 22, Malachi Metlock, on that run for the Wildcats. The ball now plays at their own 27-yard line, moving right to left. And this time McGyver's going to fake run. He's going to throw this one. He has a man. That pass is complete. And he's going to be brought down right at the first down marker. That was a tight end, Colt Cooper, on the reception for the Wildcats. And he was able to get just enough for another first down. So the clock continues to run here in the second quarter, 2:50 and counting. As the Wildcats are going to try to push the tempo a little bit.
Show a little pressure, a little blitz. I'm sorry, but don't be surprised they put a little heat on them right now.
And you're right, Mike. The blitz just came there as McGyver was able to get that one off just in time, but he will be brought down well within the backfield. So the Panthers show blitz, and they did decide to blitz on that last play, as McGyver just had to check that one down to the running back, Malachi Metlock. He was brought down well within the backfield. So 2nd and 14 coming up for the Wildcats. 2 receivers on each side. As McGyver attempts to pass, he steps up in the pocket. He finally gets this one off, and that pass will be complete. And he's still up, and he's finally brought down right at midfield. He will have enough for a Wildcats first down. That was number 8, Kobe Clark, on the reception for the Wildcats. And he was able to stay in bounds, so the clock will continue to run here. 2 receivers on each side. As Medlock is going to be offset to McGyver's right. And McGyver is going to throw this one just as he was hit. And that pass is going to be incomplete. And that was intended for number 18, Kendall Catline. Great defense by the Panthers, as they will have 2nd and 10 coming up. Ball plays right at their own 49-yard line. Wildcats moving right to left. And that last incompletion did stop the clock at 1:39. As McGyver dropped back to pass, looks left, throws left, and that pass is caught. He's hit as he catches it by the linebacker, Travion Green. And that was number 88, Jed Castles, the tight end on the reception for the Wildcats. He was hit just as he caught the ball, wasn't able to get much on that last reception. And we're going to have 3rd and 9 for the Wildcats. As MacGyver steps up in the pocket, throws this one. That pass is going to be broken up, but there's a flag on the play. And we know what this one's going to be. That was number 4, Jamias Presley, on the covers for the Panthers.
They're going to say he was probably a step too soon, Dre.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So the Wildcats will have a fresh set of downs on that last pass interference call, charge against the Panthers. Ball now placed at the 35-yard line of the Panthers. Wildcats moving right to left. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for MacGyver. And MacGyver drop back to pass. He's going to step up in the pocket. He's still looking, and he's going to keep it himself, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds by number 9, Keyshawn Johnson. Nice play there by Johnson as MacGyver tried to take it himself, wasn't able to gain a whole lot on that play. He's actually going to lose a yard on that last play. So 2nd and 11 coming up. Ball placed at the 36-yard line. As MacGyver looks and he throws, that pass is going to be intercepted by the Panthers. And he's still on his feet, and he's finally brought down just right at midfield. Number 44, Warren Schenkel, on the interception for the Panthers. 3 interceptions so far here in the first half as the Panthers are rolling here now with 47 seconds remaining on the game clock.
Well, here's the beauty about that, Andre. You got 47 seconds, a timeout. The Panthers have been aggressive in moving the ball. I would go for a couple of shots down the field, not trying to be passive-aggressive. You're on the road. You're playing with house money. Why not go for broke?
Why not go for it? Why not go for it? And this may be the perfect time to do it. Wildcats may not be expecting it. Ball placed right at midfield. As Conley is going to attempt to pass, look to his left, and that pass is going to be caught on the far side of the sideline. That was by number 29, Bernard Goodwater.
Yes,
one of the
sir.
veteran running backs for the Panthers. As he picks up about 5 yards on that reception, he was able to go out of bounds. Only took about 3 seconds off the game clock, 44 seconds now. 2nd and 5 for the Panthers. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Goodwater is going to be offset to Conley's right. Conley's going to attempt another pass. He has a man. That pass is going to be complete. And that was a redshirt senior, Jalen Howard, on the reception for the Panthers. He's going to have a first down. We was able to go out of bounds. Or check that. He stayed in bounds. Clock continues to run. 30 seconds remaining. Panthers going to have to push the tempo. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. As Conley drop back to pass, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. We do have a flag on the play. As Conley attempted to pass on that last play, clock was still running. He was brought down in the backfield. As the officials are huddled up, we're waiting to get the signal. As Conley was kind of pressured on that last play, was looking downfield, wasn't able to get it off in time. As we're still waiting for the signal.
It must be so close they might pick up the flag.
And they're going to call holding charge against the Panthers. Panthers going to back up 10 yards. Ball now placed at their 36-yard line. Panthers moving left to right. We have 20 seconds remaining here on the game clock. 2nd and 20 now for the Panthers. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Panthers go with the empty backfield. As Conley is going to attempt to pass. He's going to step up in the pocket. He's just going to keep it himself. And he's going to run out of bounds past the 30. Right at the 27-yard line, we have another flag on the play. This flag came from the back judge, which may indicate another holding penalty charge against the Panthers. We hope not. Let's see what the flag is. As the flag was thrown right as Conley took off running is when the laundry came out. We have 13 seconds remaining here on the game clock. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As the Panthers are backing up. So it indicates that this one maybe more than likely will be charged against the Panthers. As the officials are talking to Abilene Christian sideline to determine exactly what they're going to do. And it will be another holding penalty charge against the Panthers. So backing them up 10 more yards. Panthers going in the wrong direction here. As they're attempting to add to their already 10-7 lead here late in the second quarter with 13 seconds remaining.
Yes, sir. The Panthers have been playing pretty good thus far. A couple of these penalties leaving a little sour taste going in toward the first half of play. Yes,
sir. So ball now placed at the 46-yard line of the Wildcats. Another empty backfield setup for Conley. As Conley steps up in the pocket, he's going to try this one in the end zone, and that pass is going to be broken up as number 6, Jaquan Bloomfield, was the intended receiver. Panthers was trying to take a shot in the end zone on that last play. Now they're down to 6 seconds. Not quite in field goal range. Ball placed at the 46-yard line. And the Wildcats, of course, are going to go with the prevent defense. We do have a timeout on the field, timeout charge against the Wildcats. Wildcats look like they were showing the prevent defense here with 6 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
Well, you want to prevent anything from happening in 6 seconds. I was surprised the Panthers went for the pass play, knowing the situation right now, up on the road 10-7, run the ball, let the clock run down, go into the half, regroup, reassure you guys that they're doing an excellent job. I know it's only the first half of play, but what a performance by the Panthers on tonight. Strong on both sides of the ball. As we mentioned, a little bit of sour taste with a couple of holding calls here at the waning seconds of the first half, but they're looking good so far, Dre.
Yes, sir. Yeah, a little sour taste. The 2 holding penalties back the Panthers up 20 yards going in the wrong direction. But as you mentioned, Mike, the Panthers have to be pleased with the way they've been playing so far here in this ball game, and specifically on the defensive side of the ball. 3 turnovers in this first half so far, all in the likes of interceptions for the Panthers to at least give their offense an opportunity to try to extend the lead. But nonetheless, even though they're only up by 3, as long as you're creating turnovers on defense, the offense of the opposing team cannot be on the field to score. And the Panthers have to be pleased with that so far here in the first half.
You got to love it, Andre. You got to love it. Now, if you're the Panthers, you got 6 seconds, which sounds like a short time, but it's a long time. The line needs to hold up, okay? And if you don't do nothing else, make sure this is the last play. And if it's going to be a penalty, make sure it's against defense.
Exactly. This is likely going to be the last play here to end the first half. The Wildcats, of course, are going to show the prevent defense in case the Panthers try a Hail Mary or something like that. If you're the Panthers, you just want to go into this halftime with no hiccups or anything like that. You got the momentum on your side. The defense has been playing excellent so far here in this ball game. You don't want any mishaps or anything where the Wildcats could potentially capitalize before the halftime ends. And they're just going to safely hand this one off to Bernard Goodwater up the middle. He's going to fall down, try to call a timeout. And he did just that with 1 second remaining on the game clock. Wow. So the Panthers handed off to the running back Bernard Goodwater up the middle. He gained some positive yards for the Panthers. And he was able to get down just in the nick of time with 1 second remaining on the game clock. So ball is now placed at the 30-yard line of the Wildcats. Panthers moving left to right.
Wow.
And it looks like there's going to be a timeout on the field, Mike. So a timeout on the field. As at first it was looking as right. As at first it was as Bernard Goodwater had so much daylight because again the Wildcats were in the prevent defense, so the middle of the field was pretty wide open, and I'm sure Bernard Goodwater, his eyes just kind of got bucked on that last play. Then he soon realized, I need to fall down if I'm not going to make it to the end zone. So he did it just in the nick of time.
Right there, Dre, it's showing good awareness, good communication on the sidelines to let guys know what the situation is. And that prevent defense, once again, of being a youngster, but this is the old seasoned vet, recognize the situation in enough range for Reyes, who already hit a 47-yarder. This should be another 47-yard attempt to push that lead for the Panthers right before the half.
Yes, this would be the perfect opportunity to do that. If they're able to attempt this field goal and if they're able to make it, the Panthers will go up 13-7 here. And again, with momentum on their side, now the Panthers did receive the ball first here in this game, Mike. But the defense has been playing excellent, so the fact that your defense is going to have to come out to start the second half, you ought to be pleased with the way the defense has played so far in this ball game.
No doubt. And you know, like I do, Dre, that this is a very emotional game. And when you got a bunch of young men in that locker room believing in themselves, when a lot of people were questioning if they would be ready for this contest, and they said, hey, you're playing in the WAC division. We don't care about the WAC. It's all about the SWAC right about now. And the Panthers are looking very strong and impressive.
Yes, sir. They're looking strong. They're looking impressive. It's going to be about a 47-yard field goal attempt by number 38, Luis Reyes, as the teams will come back out onto the field. And Reyes is going to attempt this field goal here with 1 second remaining on the game clock. As we have a timeout charge against the Wildcats, they're going to try to ice the kicker, of course. We were anticipating that. So the Wildcats call another timeout. Is
that the old banana in the tailpipe trick? That's the old banana in the tailpipe trick. The old banana in the tailpipe
trick, if you will. They're trying to ice the kicker before we go into the halftime. He was able to make a 47-yard field goal earlier in this ball game, so this should be a good opportunity for Luis Reyes to go up, for the Panthers to go up 13-7 here in this game.
Yeah, well, if you're Coach Keith Patterson for the Wildcats, you are absolutely stunned right now because you're at home. You know, and the Panthers are playing the perfect storm right now. And to take this first half lead, like I said, I know there's another whole half of football to be played, but you have got to be excited about what Bubba and the P-Man are bringing to the table tonight.
Yes, sir. So the teams are on the field. The snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. So another field goal made by Reyes, Luis Reyes, and the Panthers go up 13-7 here in this ball game, and that our first half has come to an end.
Well, the Panthers passing out a little purple punch PV flavor as they take a 13-7 lead at the half. Panthers looking excellent on both sides of the ball. Aggressive defensive play, 3 interceptions. We'll have more detailed stats later on throughout this halftime report, but you have got to be impressed with what the Panthers have shown on the table thus far. And all I can say is, wow. Connolly looking very poised and pretty much accurate. And to be quite honest with you, left a little money on the table, if you would, with the drop pass earlier, which turned over into an interception later on. But the Panthers were able to weather that storm as well. Andre, you're seeing this thing firsthand unfold. What are you thinking thus far, sir?
Well, this is what you get to see when a team punches another team in the mouth. You mentioned it before. We don't know for sure, but Keith Patterson and company, as you mentioned, may be stunned by the way in which the Panthers have come into this ball game and the way in which the Panthers have just popped them in the mouth in that first quarter. A complete turnaround And the flip side from what we saw last week against Texas Southern, again, Trayvon Conley only attempted 6 total passes in that game, Mike, against Texas Southern. Already in that first quarter. Now, we don't have any halftime stats yet. I'm sure they may be coming here just in a moment. But in that first half, he had already attempted 13 passes total. In that first quarter. I said first half. In that first quarter, he had already attempted 13 passes. So already had doubled what he attempted last week, and that was just through the air. He's still getting it done with his feet. This is a guy that's very athletic and can get the job done through the air and through the feet, Mike. And defensively, what a great job by the Panthers. What a great stand by the Panthers. 3 turnovers in that first half, 3 interceptions. 2 of them we can credit to Gerald Smith, the cornerback, redshirt senior. Gerald Smith, 2 interceptions in that first half, Mike. A great turn of events. And I'm just pleased with the way the Panthers have come out here strong here in this first half against the Wildcats.
Yes, sir. 2 interceptions in one game. Some guys are happy to get 2 interceptions for an entire season. So what a night by the Panthers defense, looking strong. And, being an old defensive guy, I know offense get all the glory, but I love games like this where it's a battle of wills. And the Panthers have been very, very poised and precise on their attack tonight. The only hiccup thus far, and we're not going to harp on it, were a couple of holding plays toward the end of the first half, which caused a little hiccup in the road, but it did not harm them. Panthers were able to get, and so far, Dre, the play of the game, believe it or not, is Goodwater kneeling down and have the awareness to call timeout with 1 second left to give an opportunity for the Panthers to add to their 3-point lead. And Reyes able to nail that thing through the uprights from 47 yards out. That could be the key point because it's the little things right now. And Coach McDowell waited 11 seasons to make sure he gets this opportunity, and he's putting this thing together, man. I am very well impressed with this plan of attack, the execution. Even with the defensive pass interference, I'll take a play like that because it was an aggressive play playing on the ball. It didn't hurt them, ended up with the pick a couple plays later. But, man, this team seems to have embraced the personality of Bubba McDowell thus far.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They've embraced it, and they're playing up to their ability, and they're playing up to that regard, especially here in this ball game. So overall, I'm just excited. Now, there's still a whole lot of half to play, and if you and don't think that Keith Patterson isn't talking to his guys in that locker room right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see a totally different Wildcat team coming here in this second half. So if you're the Panthers, you're going to have to keep doing what you're doing. You cannot get complacent because, again, 13-7 I scored. That's only 1 touchdown, and this game could turn around completely if you're the Panthers. So you can't get complacent. They're going to have to continue being aggressive on defense. Offensively, continue to mix the things up. I'm happy to see that. I'm happy about the fact that they aren't one-dimensional on offense. We haven't really seen the running back Jaden Stewart get any action in today's ball game. Now, of course, we don't have any information on Jaden Stewart, but I did want to point out that at the running back, because this was a guy that ran for over 100 yards for the Panthers last week in that win against Texas Southern, we haven't seen him get any action here in today's ball game. It's been all Ahmad Antoine and, of course, the veteran running back, Bernard Goodwater, for the Panthers so far here on the ground.
Yes, sir. We're at halftime right now. Panthers in Abilene, Texas, up by the score of 13-7. I am going to go over our sponsor lists and how you guys can be a part of it. I said sponsor lists, but sponsor list. While I'm doing that, Dre gather up the scores throughout the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and we'll let people know that today's broadcast is being made possible by Teague's Barbecue. Teague's Barbecue, located in Spring, Texas. PV graduate himself, Mr. Matthew Teagues, class of 1980. A former Dallas Cowboy, serving up the barbecue just the way you like it. A Rocket Movers, located in Houston, Texas, Mr. James Woods and Company. able to get you service and to whatever location you need to move to, or if you simply need to store your items away. We want to thank the Temple of Refuge Ministries located in Prairie View, Texas, where you can listen to the Sunday morning broadcast 10 a.m. Central Standard Time by simply dialing 857-777-0000. And we definitely got to reach out and say thank you to the Panther backers, Dino Robinson and gang, supporting Panthers athletics since 1995. Dino Robinson is an old football player himself, and I know he's got to be excited about what the Panthers have produced so far in this first half of play. Also want to thank the Prairie View Athletic Club, also led by President Greg Austin, who's a former football player. I know he's excited. He's one of the old offensive linemen. You know, as a matter of fact, he was an All-American offensive lineman, and I know he's got to be pleased with what the Panthers are doing tonight. So if you that are listening right now or appreciating what we're trying to do here at the Open Mic, provide this service and this coverage of Panthers football, and we're doing it to the very best of our abilities, and we're steady getting better each broadcast. You can help that broadcast become even better by becoming a listening partner. What is a listening partner? A listening partner is a person who dedicates themselves to 17 cents a day, $5 a month, $60 a year to help us continually pour out and cover the programs such as these games, the daily talk shows. We have the Mike Prince Show, which is aired every day right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel at Open Mic Broadcast Network. Hit that bell notification and never miss anything that we do live. We provide live game coverages, talk shows, interviews. Matter of fact, we have Coach Bubba McDowell each and every week right here at the Mike Prince Show. So be sure to be a part of that listening partner team. All you have to do is go to the website at obnradio.com, click on the donation button, and become a listening partner today. Some of you are saying, man, Mike, I love to, but I can't really handle that right now. I understand we're in a recession, but if you are PV proud, if you are a PV supporter, you can be a part of the movement as well by making a one-time donation of $18.76. Why $18.76, some may ask? That is the founding year of our beloved university. So you can make that donation, and that will help carry us down the road a little bit further for these Prairie View football coverage. Once again, go to the website, obnradio.com. Click on that donation button, and some of you guys are high-tech and fancy. You don't want to go through the PayPal and all that kind of stuff. We got an answer for you, too. All you need to do is go to Cash App, and it's the $ OBN Radio. $OBN Radio. Your support is needed. Your support is appreciated, and your support will help us continue to provide you with quality broadcasting. This is a labor of love. This is a PV production. Andre Davis was doing a great job with the play-by-play. PV graduate, I guess one of my understudies. Would that be safe to say? I guess so. And we have PV backers and the backers, of course, but PV alum helping to support and carry these things out. This is a teamwork. This is a Panther movement, and you guys can help that Panther movement grow, and grow. We've been serving the community through faith in athletics since 2002, and we're continuing to move forward. This is an opportunity for you to be a part of something special. Visit that website, obnradio.com. Dre, what you got for us, sir?
Well, we got some scores updates around the Southwestern Athletic Conference, Mike. Tulane is on top of Alcorn State by the score of 45-0. Looks like the third quarter just ended in that ball game. Troy on top of Alabama and A&M by the score of 14-3. Looks like the third quarter just started, 13:31 remaining in that game. Jackson State on top of Tennessee State by the score of 9-3 at the start of the fourth quarter. So a tight ball game, not a whole lot scoring in that game. 12:56 remaining in the fourth quarter. Grambling State on top of Northwestern State, 47-14. So it looks like the G-men taking care of business so far. End of the third quarter for that game. North Texas on top of Texas Southern by the score of 45-17. That game is nearly at halftime, 32 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And, of course, your Prairie View and University Panthers on top of Abilene Christian, 13-7. Oh, excuse me, check that. Arkansas Pine Bluff on top of North American by the score of 55-3. 5:34 remaining in the third quarter. And LSU taking care of business against the Southern Jaguars. They're on top by the score of 51-0. Third quarter just begun in that ball game.
Wow. It appears that – go ahead, Drake, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say we do have some halftime stats here. We want to take an opportunity to kind of go over those numbers. What you got for me?
No, what I was just going to say, it seems like Southern is receiving some of their own medicine, and what they did to Florida Memorial last week, they scored 86 points. Right now, LSU scored 51. I think there might be a gentleman's agreement that they might ease up a little bit, but we'll see. But before you get into those stats, Dre, and I know we're all about the SWAC here, right? But there was an upset in the SEC today. Texas A&M losing to Appalachian State 17-14. And another shocker, Alabama comes to Texas and beats the Longhorns 20-19. So I just have to throw that in, but it is what it is. Dre, what's the halftime stats looking like, my man?
Well, yes, sir. And before I go over that, Mike, I'm glad you kind of brought that up because these are things I like to talk about, especially when it comes to football and college football, to be exact. Now, of course, we have our predictions, before the game and the team matchups and everything like that. And based on the team that you're playing or the team that you're observing, you can almost pretty much predict who's going to come out on the side of, on the opposite end of that game when the score is over with. But at the end of the day, these teams show up. These teams put on the same shoulder pads, the same helmets, the same cleats, and that is why you still have to go out there and play the game. You can't take a team for granted. You can't go out there and think that you already have the game in the bag. You still have to go out there and play the game. So I just wanted to throw that out based on the games that you just mentioned, some of the upsets that we witnessed, either an upset or a game that was closer, much closer than everybody predicted, in the likes of that Texas and Bama game, Mike. So
that's why I don't gamble. That's why I don't gamble, Dre. Because
right.
First of all, I don't have that much money to give away, and I'm a sore loser. So I just don't do it. Let them play. I enjoy watching them. And if we ever mention, Mississippi Valley lost to Austin Peay today by a score of 41-0. So
yes. And
then UCLA was victorious over Alabama State by the score of 45-7. Yeah, 45-7.
Yes.
Or 13.
Yes, sir. There you go.
There you go. I'm sorry, I got tongue tied over there. All right, my man. What we got with stats?
Well, it's been all Trayson Conley so far for the Panthers, kind of picking back up where he left off last week against the Tigers. We talked about the passing and just more of the well-balanced attack for the Panthers on offense here against the Wildcats. 26 pass attempts by Conley in that first half, Mike. He's 164 yards down the field, and, of course, he had that one touchdown to the redshirt senior, Jalen Howard. Conley also had 41 yards on the ground. Now, of course, he lost 17 of those yards that they add on the stat sheet due to the sacks in the backfield, but still leading the way for the Panthers offensively through the air and rushing so far in this ball game.
Well, you'd like to see that. And like I said, total night and day game attack. And Bubba promised, he said, we got to do better passing, and we will do better passing. And, man, he's been on thus far.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's been doing that so far. The Panthers are kind of spread things out. And what you have to realize is that even if you aren't getting a whole lot of completions downfield, because, again, he's attempted 26 passes. He's only completed 12 of those 26 passes. Regardless of the fact, when you're able to kind of spread out like that, you spread the defense out. And what that does is that just opens the run game for you. Guys like Bernard Goodwater and, of course, Ahmad Antoine are able to kind of get up the hole and kind of gain some more yards for you offensively. So when you're able to show pass, and when you're able to kind of spread the defense out, or you're able to attempt some passes, that's just going to spread them out just a little bit more, and that's going to open up more things for you offensively. So I won't be surprised if we see more of that for the Panthers coming in here in the third quarter, still kind of showing pass, spreading the defense out. The Panthers like to go with that empty backfield setup. Total of 5 receivers on the field at one time. They like to go with that empty backfield setup for Conley. Now, all of last week, they showed the empty backfield setup, and majority of the time, Conley would show pass, probably count 1,001, 1,002 in his head, then he takes off field. But here in this ball game, he's only done that like twice so far. Majority of the time when he shows pass, he's actually attempting the pass here in this game. So that's been changing a lot for the Panthers, and specifically for the Wildcats defense, because I can rest assured that they were not expecting that for the Panthers coming into this game.
Yes, sir. This first possession of the second half is going to be so critical for both teams. The Panthers defense want to make a statement, and, of course, the Wildcats are going to want to make a statement. And the tempo, this is going to set the tempo for the second half. And if the Panthers can somehow create a turnover of downs, another pick. I hadn't looked into my crystal ball yet, so I won't call that one just yet. But, just get a chance to get some things rolling in that favor to get ready for this second half of great action right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Dre, I'm going to let you take a little bit of break. How much time we got before we're ready to kick this thing off, my man?
Not much time left, Mike. We got about a minute and 30 seconds. Teams have already come back on the field. They've already warmed up a little bit. Of course, the Panthers received at the beginning of the game, so they will be kicking to start things off here in the third quarter. But both teams have come back onto the field. They're on their respective sidelines, and it looks like they're just about, not quite just yet, but we're almost ready to kind of get the second half rolling.
Yes, sir. I want to remind you guys, at the end of the game, approximately 15 minutes at the conclusion of the game, you can listen to the 1876 after party. The 1876 after party post-game show on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Simply go to the website, obnradio.com, click on the Mike Prince Show icon, not icon, but link, and you'll be able to pick things up live. Panthers looking good. Panthers feeling good, and the voice of the Panthers, Brother Dre, sounding good. And with that, Dre, buckle up your seatbelt, man, and let's bring us home for the second half of play. Panthers ready to roll, seeming like Andre making some adjustments. And with that, I want to remind you, there we go, we're ready to go back in. You buckled up and ready to go, my man?
As always, we're ready. We're buckled up. We're ready to go. Teams are getting ready to come out to the.
Keep it tight. Make it right. And let us get a win tonight. I'm a poet, and you didn't know it, right?
I'm about to say, are you trying to rhyme there on purpose, or was that by accident?
Hey, man, it was a kind of accidental purpose. It was an accidental purpose. How about that?
Well, that works for me, Mike. Works for me. As we're getting ready to start the second. Yes, sir. We get ready to start the second half here in today's ball game. Broadcasting live from Abilene Christian University by way of Abilene, Texas. As the teams are making their way back onto the field, the Panthers did receive the start of the first half, so they will be kicking the start here the third quarter. Panthers will be kicking from left to right, kicking from the north end to the south end of the end zone. And back to receive this for the Wildcats is going to be number 24, Tyrese White. And we're going to see if the Panthers are going to continue on here in the second half. Great first half by the Panthers. Came out strong and aggressive against the Wildcats. Their defense was something to behold in that first half. 3 turnovers by way of interceptions for the Panthers. 2 of them credited to Gerald Smith, the cornerback for the Panthers, and 1 to number 44, Warren Shankle, the linebacker. As the Panthers are going to kick this one off, and he's going to wave this one off. Ball goes in the back of the end zone. And the Wildcats are going to set up shop at their own 25-yard line, moving right to left. And we're going to see what the Wildcats come with here in the start of the third quarter. Not really much doing offensively in that first half. As MacGyver and company trots out onto the field, MacGyver's going to have 2 receivers to his right and 1 to the left. As the running back Banks is going to be offset to his right. As MacGyver sends the man in motion, he's going to throw to the right. That pass is caught past the 20, past the 25, and he's going to be brought down. He's going to go out of bounds close to the 30-yard line, right at the 28. So only picking up a few yards on that last play. It's going to be 2nd and 7 for the Wildcats. Ball placed at the 27-yard line. Wildcats moving right to left. And he's going to fake this one to the running back. He's going to look left, throw left. And that pass is going to be incomplete. As that was number 5, Tristan Golightly, the intended receiver for the play. Number 4, Jemias Presley on the coverage for the Panthers. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 7. Panthers looking good here so far defensively to start this third quarter. 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Ball placed at the 28-yard line. As MacGyver sends a man in motion. And he's going to drop back the pass, look to his right, and then he's going to take this left, and that pass is going to be broken down, batted down, if you will. And that was that number 12, Troy James, for the Panthers. That's going to bring up 4th down for the Wildcats, 4th and 7 to be exact. So great stop by the Panthers defense, specifically Troy James to be exact. The Panther that received preseason All-SWAC second-team defensive honors to start this 2022 campaign. And back to receive the punt for the Panthers is going to be number 4, Xavier Johnson. And he's just going to wave this one off. And this ball is going to be placed down right at the 25-yard line. So great stop by the Panthers defense on this opening drive. As the offense is going to have a fresh set of downs at their own 25-yard line, moving left to right. For 14:22 remaining here on our game clock. As the teams are still on the sideline, still in their respective huddles, haven't come out to the field just yet.
Well, Andre, I expect the Panthers to really flood that run attack for 2 things. You want to eat up their clock and then try to soften up that defense for going back on top. You got a 6-point lead. You're on the road. Let's put that clock in your favor.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got a 6-point lead. You're on the road. And as you mentioned, you want to put the clock in your favor. The rushing attack is definitely going to be critical here to start this third quarter if you're the Panthers. It's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do on offense. If they're going to continue to try to mix things up, if they're just going to go strictly with the run here in the third quarter. Their ability to mix things up in that first half could be a true indicator as to why we have a 13-7 lead to start the third quarter, Mike.
Yes, sir. And with Southern's third quarter, reminding you guys, the Panthers will be back at home against Incarnate Word, 6 p.m. kickoff. Incarnate Word victorious over Nevada today by the score of 55-41. So the hits just keep on coming. The Panthers got another half of action here, and then they'll have to buckle it up all over again next week against Incarnate Word.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You want to take care of business here in today's ball game. Before you look ahead to Incarnate Word next week, you're up 13-7. You want to take care of business here on the road, and then we can look towards going back home next week against Incarnate Word.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's see if the big guys up front can hatch it down and bring it home.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's see if the big guys can get the job done. They've been playing great so far here in this ball game, and the reason I say this is because you can tell that the quarterback, Trajan Conley, just looks so calm and so confident in that backfield. So credit to the big guys up front for getting the job done. As the teams that come back out onto the field, Panthers will have a fresh set of downs, moving left to right, ball placed at the 25-yard line. And Conley's going to hand this one off up the middle. He's still up on his feet, and he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage. Picks up about a couple yards on the play. That was the running back, number 5, Ahmad Antoine. And the 2-yard gain for the Panthers. But check that 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7, coming up. Ball's going to be placed at the 28-yard line. One receiver on each side for Conley. Another handout to Ahmad Antoine up the middle is not going to have much doing. Going to be met right at the line of scrimmage. Picks up a tough 2 yards on that play. 3rd and about 5 coming up for the Panthers. Ball placed at their own 31-yard line. Panthers moving left to right. 13-7 our score here. If you're just now tuning in, 13 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for Conley. As Conley's going to take this snap, drop back to pass. He's going to step into the pocket. He tried to find a lane, but he is going to be brought down. And that was number 97, Will Morgan, on a huge stop for the Wildcats defense. As Conley was looking downfield, couldn't find anybody. He tried to take off, but he was met right at the line of scrimmage. Couldn't really have much doing on that last play. And that will bring up 4th and 7 for the Panthers.
Unfortunate turn of events on that one, but once again, Conley's showing poise because he would have ran a lot sooner in his earlier days.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Back deep for the Wildcats will be number 18, Kendall Catalan. And he's going to be able to field this one at the 20-yard line. And he's going to be hit hard, but he stays up a little bit, and he's going to get past the 25, right at the 27-yard line. The Wildcats will set up shop here for their second drive here in the third quarter at their own 27-yard line, moving right to left with 12:04 remaining here in the third quarter. So not a whole lot doing for the Panthers on that previous offensive drive. Didn't take a whole lot of time off the clock. The Wildcats will have a fresh set of downs, moving right to left. One receiver on each side for MacGyver. And a handoff up the middle. He's not going to get past the first wave of defenders. He's going to be brought down. Number 21, Jeremiah Dobbins, on the rush for the Wildcats. Gains about 3 yards on that last play. 2nd and 7 coming up. Ball right at the 30-yard line. Wildcats going with a little hurry-up offense. As Dobbins going to be offset to MacGyver's right. MacGyver sends 2 receivers in motion to the left side. This time they're going to fake the run. He's going to drop back the pass. He has a man. That pass is complete. So he's going to be brought down immediately by the Panthers. That was number 25, Gerald Smith, on the stop for the Panthers. The guy we talked about has been playing excellent in this ball game for the Panthers. Already 2 interceptions so far here in this ball game. And he comes up with a great stop by the Panthers on that last play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 6 for the Wildcats.
Another critical down and distance for the Panthers defensively.
One receiver on each side for MacGyver. They're going to go with the play action fake, and he's going to have nowhere to go. He's going to be pressured by the Panthers, still on his feet. He's finally going to get this now. He's just going to have to throw this one away. That was number.
Play calling is excellent, Dre. It's just excellent tonight.
Yes.
Absolutely perfect.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Play call is excellent. And that was an excellent stop by the Panthers defense, as MacGyver just had nowhere to go, and he just had to throw that one away. And that's going to bring up 4th and 6 for the Wildcats. And back deep for the Panthers is going to be number 4, Xavier Johnson. As this punt is off, and Johnson's going to let this one bounce. He's finally going to pick this one up at about the 26-yard line, but he's going to have nowhere to go. He's going to be met by a plethora of Wildcats. We do have a flag on the play. Flag was down on the right side of the field at around the 40-yard line. We're waiting to get the signal. As it looks like Johnson was going to let that one just bounce, but he finally picks it up, but he didn't have nowhere to run on that last play. As the officials are still huddled up waiting to get the call.
Dre, why don't you just go on and tell them what it is, man?
Well, I didn't want to have to tell him what it is, Mike, but I'm going to have to. And it's going to be holding charge against the receiving team. Not with the doctor's order if you are the Panthers. Did you want me to tell that or no?
No, I didn't want you to tell that one, man.
You didn't want to. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's going to push the Panthers back an additional yard, so they're going to have the ball right at their own 16-yard line. Teams haven't come back on the field just yet. We have 10:35 remaining here in the third quarter. Panthers on top of this one by a score of 13-7. We're going to see what the Panthers do on this next drive here in the third quarter. Wasn't much doing in the previous drive. They ended up punting that one away. If you're the Panthers, you want to milk the clock as much as possible, similar to what you were able to do in the first half. You want to be able to mix things up, but you don't want to become complacent if you are the Panthers. We still have a little break in the action, so we want to take this time to thank some of our sponsors for making this game possible. A-Rocket Movers and Storage, located at 3354 Yellowstone Boulevard, Houston, Texas. You can contact Jane Woods at 713-545-0658. That's 713-545-0658. So if you need movers, or if you need storage, or if you need both, they can do 2 for 1. Contact James Woods today and let them know that the OpenMic Broadcast Network sent you. We also want to thank T's Barbecue, located at 3307 Spring Stupner Road in Spring, Texas. You can contact them at 832-746-8552. That's 832-246-8552. As the teams are trotting back out onto the field, as we're going to see if Trayvon Conley and company are able to make things work here on this next drive for the Panthers. As they're going to have a fresh set of downs, ball placed at their own 16-yard line. Panthers moving left to right. And Conley's going to have trips to the left. As number 2, Connor Whittam is going to be offset to his right. And he's going to hand this one off. He's going to run to the left side. He has plenty of room past the 20, past 30, past the 40. Still on his feet past the 50. And he's going to be brought down out of bounds in Wildcat territory. But we do have a flag on the play. It looks like this one may be coming back. Wow. Yes, sir, and it will be holding charge against the Panthers. So that huge run by Connor is going to be no good. Scratch that one off the list. The Panthers will be backed up 10 more yards, going in the wrong direction, if you will. And they're going to repeat first down. Ball now placed at their own 12-yard line. Panthers going to have 3 receivers to the right. And Connor's going to be offset to Conley's left. And Connor's going to drop back the pass, looks left, throws up. He has a man. That pass complete at the 20-yard line. Is going to be brought down out of bounds right at the 21-yard line. That was a running back, Connor Wysham, on the reception for the Panthers. 2nd and 5 coming up. Panthers go with a hurry-up offense. Conley attempts a pass. He's going to roll to his right. He's going to be pressured. He's going to keep it himself past the 20, past the 30, past the 35, and he's going to be out of bounds near the 40-yard line. They're going to give it to him at the 39-yard line. Interesting spot there, if you will. It looks like he made it past the 40-yard line, but they're going to spot this one at the 30-yard line. But a fresh set of downs nonetheless for the Panthers. So the Panthers get a huge break after that holding penalty, and they're going to have a fresh set of downs, ball placed at their own 39-yard line, moving left to right. 3 receivers to the left for Conley. As Conley looks to the sideline, gets the call. He's barking at the line of scrimmage. And he's going to hand this one to Bernard Goodwater. He's going to run to the left side, and he's going to be past the 40, brought down past the 45-yard line. They're going to mark this one at the 46. Solid run there by the senior running back, Bernard Goodwater. That's going to bring up 2nd and 3 for the Panthers. Panthers moving along here. Ball placed at their 46-yard line. Conley's going to have 3 receivers to the right, and Goodwater's going to be offset to Conley's left. A handoff to Bernard Goodwater. He's going to shed a few defenders past the 50, and he's going to be brought down, but not before getting another Panthers first down. Panthers,
man, you just feel the confidence. Here. You feel the confidence building for this Panthers team, and it's a great thing happening tonight, Andre.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can definitely feel the confidence. The Panthers are just milking the clock here. They're now going with that solid rushing attack that we was accustomed to in last week's performance against the Tigers. As Conley looks over to the sideline, you can see the Panthers kind of just taking their time now. 7:50 and remaining here in the third quarter. 3 receivers to the right. Another handoff to Bernard Goodwater. He's going to cut to the right side. He's going to be brought down after picking up a solid 2 yards on the play. Panthers just working the clock now. Going with the run. Bernard Goodwater checks out the game, and Ahmad Antoine now checks in for Goodwater. Conley looks over to the sideline, waits to get the signal. He's going to have 3 receivers to his right. Ball placed at the 44-yard line of the Wildcats. Panthers moving left to right. Hand off to Antoine to the right side. He's going to get past the 40, and he's going to be brought down out of bounds for another Panthers first down. Solid run there by the running back, Ahmad Antoine. Picks up another solid gain for the Panthers as he has some room over to the right side, runs out of bounds, and gets another fresh set of downs for the Panthers.
Execution.
Yes, sir. Execution. And a way to milk the clock if you are the Panthers. Ball is now placed at the 28-yard line of the Wildcats. Panthers moving left to right. 3 receivers to the left for Conley. Another handoff to Antoine. This time he's not going to have much doing. He's going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage by number 97, Will Morgan of the Wildcats. He's actually going to lose about an inch of a yard on that last play. Going to bring up 2nd and 11 for the Panthers. He was still in bounds, so the clock continues to run here. 6 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. 13-7 our score in favor of the Panthers. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right for Conley. And Conley's going to attempt to pass. He looks right, throws like he has a man. That pass is complete, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds. Didn't quite get the first down, but he was knocked out of bounds. Got a solid yards on that last play. That was number 5, Ahmad Antoine, on the reception for the Panthers. Picks up a solid few yards. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 4 for the Panthers. Ball right at the 19-yard line. 3 receivers to the left for Conley. Conley is going to hand off this one off the middle. He's going to be met by a plethora of Wildcats. Not going to get nearly enough for the first down. And number 0, Tyran Bradley and company on that stop for the Wildcats. So a huge 4th down here. The ball is placed at the 18-yard line of the Wildcats. 4th and about 5. The offense is going to stay out there on the field. Yes, sir. The offense is going to stay out there on the field on 4th down. They're going with that empty backfield setup. 3 receivers to the left and 2 to the right for the Panthers. And Conley drop back to pass. He looks right, throws right. He has a man in the end zone, but that pass is going to be broken up. Incomplete and a turnover on down. That was the redshirt senior, number 0, Jalen Howard, the intended receiver for the Panthers. As the Panthers tried to take a shot in the end zone, it was broken up, and we have a turnover on downs.
Well, here's why I want to go for the field goal on that one, Dre. If you kick the field goal, well within Reyes' range, it gives you a 9-point lead.
Yes, sir.
Which they have to
He's already hit 2 today.
Even if they score a touchdown. If they only score a touchdown, they score 2, you're up by 1.
Yes, sir.
They got away.
He's already hit 2 field goals for you in today's ball game. So you go with a field goal, you get to extend your lead, but they didn't do that. And we have a turnover on downs. As MacGyver is going to look to his right, throw right, but that pass is going to be incomplete. And that was number 5, Tristan Golightly, the intended receiver for the Wildcats. He's going to bring up 2nd and 10. Ball placed at the 22-yard line. Wildcats moving right to left. As MacGyver looks to the sideline to get the signal, we have 4:13 remaining here in the third quarter. He's going to have 2 receivers to his left, 1 to the right. And Banks going to be all set to his right. He's going to hand this one out to Banks. Banks going to cut to the left side. He's not going to have much where to go. And he's going to be brought down. And that was another 99, Dante Carter, on that huge stop for the Panthers. Big man down there getting some things done. We got 3rd and 7 coming up for the Wildcats. Ball is placed right at the 25-yard line. MacGyver looks to the sideline, get the signal. He's going to have 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Banks going to be offset to his right. And he's going to drop back the pass. He's going to step up in the pocket. He's going to shed a couple of defenders. He's going to have to keep it himself. And he's finally going to be brought down, and not before getting the first down. That was number 9, Keyshawn Johnson, on that stop for the Panthers. Huge stop for the Panthers, if you will. It's going to be 4th and about 1. And the punting units will come onto the field. So it looks as if the Wildcats were going to go for it. The punting unit decide to come out to the field to punt this one away here on 4th down. And back deep for the Panthers, number 4, Xavier Johnson. As the Wildcats get this one off, that punt was nearly blocked. And he's going to fair catch this one right at the 28-yard line. That's where the Panthers going to set up shop here late in the third quarter. 2:38 remaining, 13-7 our score in favor of the Panthers.
You're listening to Panthers football here at the OpenMic Broadcast Network. Want to remind you that you can join us each and every day with the Mike Prince Show as we give you recaps of Prairie View Athletics and the Southwestern Athletic Conference. And while I'm doing that, forgot about our Florida schools, Dre, on earlier. Bethune-Cookman fell short today, as well as Albany State. Gave Florida A&M a real battle, but the Rattlers were able to hold them off, and they won their game. So the Florida team splitting on today. The Panthers trying to represent the Texas side of the SWAC with a win on today on the road at Abilene Christian. And right now, I got too many A's floating around on me, man. Want to remind you guys, next week we will be live from the Hill as the Panthers will host the Incarnate Word.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And one of the things we got to talk about, Mike, is the way this defense of the Panthers have been playing so far. You have to be, if you're Panther Nation, you have to be pleased with the way the defense has showed up here today in this ball game. So far, Wildcats only has 7 points here in this ball game as we have 2:38 remaining here in the third quarter. This was a team coming to this game that put up 28 points against Lamar University, a team that the Panthers are going to be facing later on in the schedule of the 2022 campaign, but a team that put up 28 points against their opponents last week, only 7 points to show for here in this ball game, and you just have to be pleased with the way that the Panthers defense have been performing so far here in today's game.
Yes, sir, which is probably why they went for it at the 18-yard line with the confidence of the defense, which is another reason why I would have kicked that field goal to give me the 9-point lead because of the way the defense is playing. So tomato, right? I'm carrying the mic. He has the clipboard, and I'll just stay in my lane.
Well, more importantly, you have to continue to award your kicker, Luis Reyes, because he already has 2 successful field goals for you in today's ball game. But nonetheless, the teams will come back onto the field. The Panthers are going to go with a run here on first down with Bernard Goodwater. He's going to gain about 3 yards on that play, 3 tough yards, if you will. It's going to bring up 2nd and 7 for the Panthers. Ball plays at their own 31-yard line. Panthers kind of pushing the tempo here a little bit, kind of going with the hurry-up offense. 3 receivers to the right for Conley. Conley's going to hand this one off up the middle of the game. He's going to get past the first wave of defenders. He's going to get past the 35-yard line. He's going to be brought down right at the 37-yard line. So not quite a first down, just shy of the first down marker, if you will. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1 for the Panthers.
Very manageable.
Panthers looking. Yes, sir. Very manageable 3rd and 1. Panthers continue to milk the clock here as we have 1:30 remaining on the game clock and counting. As the Panthers are looking to pick up a first down here late in the third quarter. 3 receivers to the right for Conley. Another handout to Ahmad Antoine. He's met at the line of scrimmage, but he keeps his legs moving. They're trying to push the pile. Looks like he's not going to have enough for Panthers first down. He was met right at the line of scrimmage by 3 or 4 Wildcats. They tried to push the pile forward. He wasn't able to get enough for a first down. So now he's going to bring up 4th and 1. Panthers are still on their side of the field. And that will bring a punting unit out onto the field. So the Panthers weren't able to capitalize here late in the third quarter. As we're going to have 4th and 1. Punting units are out onto the field. Number 18, Kendall Catalon, back to receive for the Wildcats. Do have 30 seconds and counting as there's a stoppage in the play. Looks like it may be a delay of game charge against the Panthers. And it will be just that. It's going to back the Panthers up 5 more yards.
Well, I can deal with that.
Yeah.
Well, that's almost by design. You want to eat up as much clock because this is going to continue. The clock should continue once they reset, and that'll take them to the end of the third quarter.
Right. You got 27 seconds remaining here on the game clock. Looks like the Wildcats may be able to get one play off, if that. And as you mentioned, Mike, that should take us to the end of the third quarter. As this punt is off, and he's gonna take a Wildcat bounce. He's gonna field this one at the 25-yard line. He's gonna run to the right side past the 25, brought down right at the 30-yard line. They're gonna officially spot this one at the 32-yard line. So they will take a little time off the clock. They're gonna have 15 seconds remaining. Depending on how the Wildcats work this one, you may get 2 or 3 plays off, depending on how they do it. Or they may just run the ball to go right into the fourth quarter. But nonetheless, 15 seconds remaining on the game clock. Panthers on top of this one by a score of 13-7. You're just now tuning in. And the Wildcats are going to have a fresh set of downs. And it looks like they will officially mark this at the 30-yard line. So 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right for MacGyver. As number 21, Jeremiah Dobbins, is going to be offset to his left. And the pass is called, and it's going to be brought down right at midfield. So he stays in bounds. The clock will continue to run. And with that, the clock will run out, and that will take us to our fourth quarter here in today's ball game. 13-7 our score from Abilene Christian University by way of Abilene, Texas.
You're listening to live Panther football coverage here at the OpenMic Broadcast Network. Andre Davis on the play-by-play. Panthers taking it to the fourth quarter with a 13-7 lead. It has been a balanced attack for the Panthers from the start of this game, and some clutch field goal kicking by Reyes have the Panthers on top of the Wildcats by the score of 13-7. You can listen to more Panther sports here on the OpenMic Broadcast Network, as well as coaches' shows and interviews each and every day on the Mike Prince Show. Panthers will be hosting Incarnate Word Cardinals on next Saturday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time is the kickoff. You can join us right here on the OpenMic Broadcast Network. Take that number, spread the love, 857-777-0000. Panthers setting things up. Thank all my sponsors. The Backer, Panther Athletic Club, People of Refuge Ministries, A-Rocket Mover. Also want to thank Team and the Nation for your listening and your support. Coming, Dre, take us on to the fourth quarter, my man.
Yes, sir, Mike. And one of the interesting things we have to talk about here, before the teams come back out onto the field, the defense for both squads. Neither team was able to score in that third quarter. Both defenses were able to buckle down, get a few stops to give their offense a chance to try to extend the lead. Although the Panthers are up 13-7, this fourth quarter may be interesting for both squads. Only one touchdown can turn things around here in this ball game. If you're the Panthers, continue to do what you're doing on defense. That's got you this lead so far, and that's got you to stop so far. And we're going to see how aggressive the Wildcats are going to be to start this fourth quarter. As the teams have come back out to the field, they've switched sides. Wildcats now moving left to right. Ball is going to be placed at the 45-yard line.
This is going to be a nail-biter, Dre. All I keep thinking about is this field goal, but I'm not going to bring it up no more. Well, I might, but I'm not going to harp on it. I might do that, too. Yeah, every time you say that, it ends up being the total opposite, but that's okay.
We do have a stoppage in the play. Looks like there's a timeout onto the field. Teams went back to their respective sidelines. But while we have that opportunity, Mike, we do have our stats at the end of the third quarter that we can go over, if you will. One of the things to pick out for the Panthers defense is the rushing. Now, the Wildcats had a total of 186 yards rushing collectively as a team from last week. They haven't even hit the 50-yard rushing mark, if you will, here in this ball game. So that just goes to show you how well the Panthers defense have playing, specifically on the ground and even through the air here in this game. At the teams that come back out onto the field, ball placed at the 45-yard line, Wildcats will have 1st and 10. A handoff to the right side by Dobbins. Dobbins only going to gain about 3 yards on the play, a tough 3 yards, if you will. It's going to bring up 2nd and 7 for the Wildcats. Ball now at their own 48-yard line, right at midfield. As MacGyver's going to have 2 receivers to his left, 1 to the right. Wildcats going with the pistol offense. And he's going to fake this into Dobbins. He's going to roll to his right. He's going to be flushed out the pocket. He's going to be pressured, and he's going to have to throw this one away. So excellent pressure there by the Panthers defense. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7 for the Wildcats. And that was number 12, Troy James, on that pressure for the Panthers defense. Big man coming alive here in the fourth quarter for the Panthers. And the Wildcats will have 3rd and 7, ball placed at the 48-yard line. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for MacGyver. And MacGyver dropped back to pass. He's going to be pressured. He has to get rid of him just in time, and that pass is going to be complete. He's going to be brought down right at the 30-yard line. So a huge play there for the Wildcats. Number 0, Zach Scruggs, on that reception for the Wildcats. As MacGyver was pressured, and he got that one off just in the nick of time. And the Wildcats will have a fresh set of downs moving left to right. Ball now placed at the 33-yard line of the Panthers. Another handoff up the middle to Dobbins. This time he's not going to have much room to run. He's only going to pick up maybe a yard on the play if you're generous. It's brought down by number 12, Troy James, for the Panthers. 2nd and 9 for the Wildcats, moving left to right. 13:27 remaining here to start our fourth quarter. Panthers on top of this one, 13-7. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right for MacGyver. This time he's going to fake the handoff, roll to his left. He has a man. That pass is going to be incomplete. And number 18, Kendall Catalon, the intended receiver for the play, had an opportunity to catch it, just in and out of his hands. Wasn't able to bring that one in. That's going to bring up 3rd down, a huge 3rd down for the Panthers. 3rd and 9 to be exact. Two receivers to the left, 2 to the right for MacGyver. And Rovon Banks is going to be all set to his right. And MacGyver is going to step up to the pocket. He has a man. That pass is going to be caught past the 20-yard line. He's officially going to be brought down right at the 14-yard line. Check that 16-yard line. So a fresh set of downs for the Wildcats. So a huge play there by the Wildcats, if you will, as they're creeping their way into Tater, knocking on the door here. And MacGyver's going to fake the handoff, roll to his left. He's being pressured. He has a man. That pass is going to be complete right at the 1st down marker. That's by number 18, Kendall Catalon, on the reception for the Wildcats. He didn't quite get the 1st down, about a yard shy. The ball's going to be placed inside the 10-yard line. right at the 7-yard line. Wildcats moving left to right. A handoff to Dobbins to the left side. He's going to shed one defender, but he's going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Huge stop there by the Panthers defense. As number 92, Isaiah Hunt and company to bring down Dobbins on that last play. So another third down coming up for the Wildcats. 3rd and 2 to be exact.
And they got to tighten up here, Dre.
Yes, sir. They have to tighten up. They're going to go with the play action phase and roll to right. That pass is going to be complete, and he's going to be in for a Wildcat touchdown. It was number 81, Noah Caldwell, the tight end. And with that, we're all tied at 13 with the PAT to follow. So the Wildcats went with the play action fake. MacGyver rolled to his right, found his tight end. And he was able to scamper his way in for a Wildcat touchdown. And the snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. So just like that, a huge momentum swing, if you will. 11:27 remaining here on our game clock. The Abilene Christian finally takes the lead here early in the 4th quarter. They've been trailing this entire ball game, but they take the lead here in the 4th quarter by a score of 14-13.
14-13 is our score. Panthers trailing the Wildcats after a somewhat impressive drive by the Wildcats to take the lead here in the 4th quarter play. But the Panthers still got a lot of football left in them, and they'll continue to try to fight their way back with the lead here from Abilene Christian. Don't forget, at the end of the broadcast, about 15 minutes at the conclusion of the game, we'll have the 1876 post-game show, affectionately known as the After Party. You can join me at the OpenMic Broadcast Network website at obnradio.com. Click on the Mike Prince Show link, and we'll be up and running to recap the Panthers game. Panthers down by 1. Still looking good, Dre. Still feeling good. And you're still sounding good, my man. But now you got to lead us back to the leader's circle in victory's lane.
Yes, sir. Got to lead us back to the victory circle, something that we've been doing so far in this ball game. You got plenty of time on the game clock. There's 11:27 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Plenty of time for things to happen. If you're the Panthers, there's no need to panic. You're only down by 1 score. There's no need to panic. You've been doing great so far. Continue to do what you've been doing. Continue to kind of open the things up. I like to see the Panthers on the previous drive. They went with majority of runs, which is something that we was accustomed to seeing last week against the Tigers. If you're the Panthers, I like to see them kind of open that offense back up just a little bit more. Now that you find yourself down by 1 point, similar to what they was doing in that first half, kind of open things up just a little bit more to get a Wildcats defense something different to look at.
Absolutely. You got your rabbit foot with you?
I may not need it. We may not need it. But you never know. At the same time, you never know. As the teams are out onto the field, Wildcats are getting ready to kick this one off. And back deep for the Panthers is going to be number 0, Jalen Howard. And the Wildcats will be kicking from left to right. As this kick is up, and this one's going to sail in the back of the end zone. The Panthers will have a first set of downs moving right to left. Ball is going to be officially at the 25-yard line. So 11:27 to go here in the 4th quarter. And as we mentioned before, try to see if you can open things up if you're the Panthers offense. He was doing that in the first half. He was giving the Wildcats defense something different to look at, and therefore he was able to kind of spread some things out offensively. So we're going to see if the Panthers are going to do that here. The quarterback, Trajan Conley, and company trots out onto the field. He's going to have 3 receivers to his left, and he's going to be accompanied by Ahmad Antoine. And he's going to hand this now to Antoine on the left side. Not going to have much room to go, and he's going to be brought down. He may have lost a yard on that play, as number 45, Jordan Paulk, was in the backfield for the Wildcats, bring down Ahmad Antoine. And he will lose a yard on that play. Ball now is going to be placed at their own 26-yard line. Three receivers to the right, one to the left for Conley. And Conley's going to drop back the pass. He's going to air this one in midfield, and that pass is going to be broken up. Incomplete. And that was number 4, Xavier Johnson, the intended receiver on the play. It looks like Johnson may have been shaken up. He's slow to get up. He is able to get up. He's going to trot off the field. If he was the intended receiver, if he was able to catch that one, that would have been a first down for the Panthers. Wasn't able to haul that one in. We're going to have 3rd and 11 for the Panthers, as the fans here have come alive as they find their home team up by 1 here in the fourth quarter with 10:49 remaining. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Panthers go with an empty backfield. And Khan's going to run this up to the middle, but he's not going to have much room to go, and he's going to be brought down. Not going to gain any yards on the play. That was number 0, Tyron Bradley, defensive lineman, the stop for the Wildcats. As the Panthers went with an empty backfield setup, 5 receivers out there. As Conley tried to run it himself, didn't have much room to go, and we have the punting units out onto the field.
Punting unit out on the field, momentum slightly changing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It looks like we will have a stoppage in the play. It's going to be timeout charged against the Wildcats. So slight momentum, as you just alluded to, as we did have a momentum swing on that previous drive, and the Panthers weren't able to get much things going offensively. The Wildcats will get the ball back here. We still got 10:05 remaining in the fourth quarter. You're the Panthers defense. Again, you've still been playing pretty solid here in today's ball game. You did give up a touchdown in the last drive, but you have been playing solid here in this ball game. We're going to need another stop by the Panthers defense when the teams come back out into the field.
Yes, sir. We're going to need some of that Panther mojo, if you would. Something like some Panther backer support. I need to reach out to old Dino Robinson, who's the president of the Panther backers. They've been supporting Prairie View Athletics since 1995. Look, Dino, we're going to call you out, man, to become a Panther backer. 713-417-2090. Pick up the phone, Dino. We need your help, baby, so we can get these Panthers back in the winner's circle. Prairie View Athletic Club, they're also supporting Panthers Athletics since 1986. Greg Austin, pick up your phone, 936-857-5817. Andre, who you rooting for?
PVU.
Oh, okay. I just want to make
you.
Okay.
I haven't switched up on them. I haven't switched up on them. They are down by 1, but I haven't switched up on them. And it only takes one play. All it takes is one play. This is college football that we're talking about. One play is all that's needed for a huge momentum swing in favor of the Panthers. They had 3 turnovers in that first half by way of interception. One play is all that's needed, and we could have a huge momentum swing just like that. So hopefully we're going to see if the Panthers defense will kind of buckle down, similar to what they was doing in the first half. We're going to see if they can buckle down here. As the offense is going to need them, they can get a ball back to the offense. We got 10:05 remaining here in the fourth quarter, so we're going to see if the Panthers can get the job done on defense.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got confidence in them, Dre. I feel my mojo working. I feel my mojo working, Andre.
All the confidence, and the Wildcats haven't changed up much of anything. You know, they've still been kind of going with a balanced offensive attack. You know, they're mixing things up through the air and on the ground. They've been feel like the play action fake has been kind of getting the Panthers defense a little stumped here in the second half. MacGyver will fake to the left, and then he'll roll to the right, and then he'll complete a pass downfield. It's been kind of shaking things up on the Panthers defense. So we'll see if the Panthers defense can make some adjustments to that as the teams that come back out into the field. and this punt is going to be off, and he's going to field this at the 40-yard line. He's going to keep it himself, shed a few defenders. He's going to get past the 50-yard line. He's going to be brought down. He's going to go out of bounds at the 48-yard line. So number 18, Kendall Catalong, on a very solid return for the Wildcats. And they're going to have excellent field position, as an understatement, to start this next drive here early in the fourth quarter.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got to buckle down now. Guys are sucking in wind. They're going to have to make it happen.
Got to make it happen. Ball's going to be at the 48-yard line of the Panthers. Wildcats moving left to right. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. He's going to hand this one off to Banks up the middle. And he's going to get a solid run on that play. Pick up about 3 yards. As he was brought down right at the 45-yard line. So 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right for MacGyver. As the Wildcats are now taking their time, up by 1 here in the fourth quarter. And MacGyver sends a man in motion. Another handoff to Banks up the middle. And they're going to try to push the power forward. Not much doing on that play. 2-yard pickup by Banks. So another third down coming up for the Panthers defense. 3rd and 5 to be exact. Ball placed at the 43-yard line. As MacGyver looks to the sideline to get the signal, he's going to have 2 receivers to his left, 1 to the right. As Dobbins going to be offset to his right. And MacGyver's going to drop back the pass, steps up to the pocket. He has a man that passes complete past the 40. And he's going to be brought down just past the first down marker.
Third down 83, killing the Panthers tonight.
Yeah, third down has been killing him. And that was number 83, Colt Cooper, the tight end, on the reception for the Wildcats. And the Wildcats will have a fresh set of downs here. The clock continues to run. 8:10 remaining on the game clock. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right for MacGyver. Dobbins lines up directly behind him. He's going to hand off to he's going to keep it himself, actually. He's going to run to the left side. He's going to be brought down right at the first down marker. So this time MacGyver fakes the handoff. Had myself fooled. Good thing I'm up here in the broadcast booth and not down there in the field, as he picks up a 9-yard gain for the Wildcats. And there's going to be a timeout on the play. When the teams come back, Wildcats are going to have 2nd and 1, ball placed at the 28-yard line of the Panthers.
Well, the Panthers, a little pressure situation, not much pressure, still plenty of time left. The ideal situation right now would be to hold the Wildcats to a field goal attempt. Scoring has been at a premium tonight, Andre. Both defenses have been somewhat bend but don't break. And you got to take advantage of scoring opportunities whenever you can. I won't bring it up, not in full bloom, but right now that's looking like a very big play of this game. So
yes, sir.
Hopefully it won't be the Achilles heel that causes the Panthers to come up short tonight. But once again, third downs and blown opportunities are the headline for tonight. Panthers have really played solid from start to where we are right now. And to be quite honest with you, have played good enough to win this game tonight.
Yes, they have. They have played good enough to win this game. And if it becomes the headline, we'll just mention at the end of the game, Mike. If it becomes the headline, because if you do go for that field goal and you make it, now you're up 16-14 as opposed to being down 13-14. So if it becomes the headline, it will be something that we may have to bring up at the conclusion of this ball game. But nonetheless, as you mentioned, you are in a position where your defense is going to have to – they're bending but don't break. Even if you're able to hold the Wildcats to a field goal, You're down 17-13 with still plenty of time here in the fourth quarter to get the ball back to your offense, who's been playing pretty solid here so far in this ball game. That we have all the confidence in the world to try to get the job done. So if you're the Panthers defense, bend but don't break. Teams that come back out onto the field. Wildcats will have 2nd and 1. Ball placed at the 27-yard line. Wildcats moving left to right. As MacGyver is going to send a few receivers in motion. And they're going to go with a reverse to the left. And he's going to have plenty of room. He's going to get past the 20. He's going to be out of bounds at the 15-yard line. So a slight little trickery, if you will, for the Wildcats offense. They had 2 receivers go in motion, and they went with a reverse back to the left, and there was hardly any Panthers in the vicinity as he was able to pick up some solid yards and a fresh set of downs for the Wildcats.
That's what you didn't need to see happen.
That's exactly what you didn't need to see happen. So the ball is now placed at the 15-yard line of the Panthers. 1 receiver on each side for MacGyver. He sends 2 receivers in motion to the right side. A handoff to Dobbins to the left side. He's going to swing this one around the corner. He's going to be knocked out of bounds on the far end of the field, right at the first down marker. And looks like he didn't quite get the first down. Going to bring up 2nd and 1 for the Wildcats. They're going to spot the ball at the 6-yard line of the Panthers. Dobbins is going to be offset to MacGyver's left. Another handoff to Dobbins up the middle. And he's going to be met the line screen, but he keeps his legs moving. And he will have enough for a Panthers first down. Wow. As number 33, Tyreek Moore was in the backfield for the stop, but he wasn't able to come down with the tackle, and Dobbins just kept his legs moving for a Wildcats first down. So now we have 1st and goal for the Wildcats. Ball plays right inside the 5-yard line, officially at the 3-yard line of the Panthers. And another handoff to Dobbins, but this time he's not going to go anywhere. The big man, number 12, Troy James, in the backfield, stop for the Panthers. So much needed stop on that play. You still have 2nd and goal, regardless of how far the Wildcats travel backwards. 2nd and goal now. Ball placed at the 7-yard line. This time he's going to fake it to Dobbins. He's going to look right, throw right. He has a man. That pass is going to be complete. He's going to be brought down right inside the 5-yard line. That was number 81, Noah Caldwell, the tight end on the reception for the Wildcats. So a huge 3rd and goal coming up for the Wildcats. And if they're unable to convert here, it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen on the next play if they're not able to convert here on 3rd down. So 3rd and goal, ball placed at the 2-yard line. And he's going to fake the handoff, keeping himself, and he's going to shed some defenders and run in for a Wildcat touchdown. Wow. They had him in the backfield. Yeah, they had him in the backfield, Mike. Number 1, Stacey Brown had him. But he shed that defender and goes in for a touchdown.
If you're the Wildcats, do you go for 2 right now?
Well, the Wildcats they're bringing their PA team out onto the field. It's like they're just going to go for 1. They're not going to go for the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, I would go for 2 to get the 9, but that's once again, I'm in the booth, not on the sideline.
Absolutely. Well, they don't go for the 2. They're just going to kick this one in, and the kick is good. So now they extend their lead 21-13 here in the fourth quarter, 5:05 remaining. With an interesting turn of events here in the fourth quarter for the Wildcats.
Yes, sir. Interesting events for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah, and the interesting part about that, they went with the fake run, and instead of giving it to Dobbins like they did the previous two drives, he decided to keep it himself, and they had him in the backfield. The Panthers had him in the backfield, but he was able to shed two defenders and run in for a touchdown.
We still got time. What's the time remaining, Andre?
5:05 remaining here in the fourth quarter. That's what we have. We have 5:05.
I'm looking into that crystal ball again, that Panther crystal ball. Run this thing all the way down, score with the 2-point conversion. We might have a little overtime tonight, Andre.
Well, we'll see if that crystal ball is working, Mike. Now,
yes,
I told you before. Don't pull it out just yet. I may have spoke too soon. I said that in the first half. Don't pull it out just yet until we need it. Now we need it.
Yes, sir.
Now would be the time to pull that joker out.
Which was a very interesting choice by Patterson, to go for the 1 point, especially as tight as this game has been played. And anytime you can get points on the board, you want to take advantage of that. And so it's going to be interesting. So there's still a great beam of hope for the Panthers.
Absolutely, Mike, because if the Wildcats were to go for 2 on that play and get it, even if the Panthers were to go down and score and get a 2-point conversion, they would still find themselves down.
How about 1? Yes, sir.
That could be the headline. Hopefully so, because it would be in favor of the Panthers. So the headline could change itself.
It could change itself, and it's changing as we speak right now.
It is changing as we speak. As the teams have come back onto the field, the Wildcats are getting ready to kick this one off. Bernard Goodwater and Jalen Howard back to receive this for the Panthers. As we have 5:05 remaining here on the game clock, 21-13 our score. If you're just now tuning in favor of the Wildcats. Wildcats have completely turned this ball around here in the second half, and specifically in the fourth quarter. As this kick is off, and this one's going to sail in the back of the end zone. The Panthers will have a fresh set of downs here, moving right to left. We're going to see Trayshawn Conley in company. Yes, sir.
You're at the point now, Andre, every down, this is all 4-down territory right now, regardless where you're on the field.
Absolutely. Regardless of where you are on the field, this is 4th-down territory. You're down 13-21 here in the fourth quarter, 5:05 remaining. You want to see Trayshawn Conley and company. They to get the job done for the Panthers. As he's going to have 3 receivers to his left and 1 to the right. And Conley's going to drop back the pass, looks right, throw right. He has a man. That pass is going to be completed on the far side of the field. That was by number 5, Ahmad Antoine, on the reception for the Panthers. Picks up a solid yards for the Panthers. They had to go out of bounds, 4 yards to be exact. And 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. And he's going to lose this ball on a snap, and he will get on it just in the nick of time. So bad snap, and Conley was able to get on it, but that will back the Panthers up far deep than what they would like. And the Panthers will lose a down on that play. So 3rd down, and I like to call forever, if you will. Ball is placed at their own 16-yard line. They have to get to the 35-yard line for a 1st down. So empty backfield setup. Conley's going to throw this one. That pass is going to be complete, but nowhere near enough for a 1st down. Number 5, Ahmad Antoine on the reception for the Panthers. And it looks like the punting units have come out onto the field.
Well, they have 3 timeouts.
4-down territory, but in this particular case, they found themselves back into their own territory due to that bad snap on the previous play. So the punting units have come out to the field. Panthers are going to try to punt this one away. 3:30 and counting remaining here on the game clock. As this punt is off, and it's going to be fielded right at the 45-yard line. Going to be brought down at about the 46-yard line. So the Wildcats are still going to have solid field position to start here on this next drive. There's 3:24 remaining on the game clock. Panthers trailing 21-13.
At the point of no return right now, Andre, the defense have been doing okay until you get to third down, and they've just been buckling all night. They're going to have to stop. They got timeouts remaining, all 3 timeouts, but very little time. They're going to have to do something with a quick turnaround.
Well, they may find themselves a little fatigued here in the fourth quarter because the Panthers' offense haven't been able to get much doing here. In the fourth quarter, they've been going 3 and out so far, not really able to keep the Panthers' defense on the sideline to kind of get a break. And they're going to hand this one out to Dobbins up the middle. He's going to get past the first and second wave of defenders. He's still on his feet, and he's finally going to be brought down right at the 35-yard line of the Panthers. So a huge run there by the running back, Jeremiah Dobbins. Not with the doctor's order if you are the Panthers. The Wildcats will have a fresh set of downs moving left to right. Ball placed at the 35-yard line. Clock continues to run, 2:50 remaining. 1 receiver on each side for MacGyver. As the Wildcats are going to take their time on offense as the clock is solely on their side right now. Another handoff to Dobbins. This time he's going to cut to the right side, has plenty of room, and he's finally going to be brought down. Another solid run by Jeremiah Dobbins. He's going to be brought down by number 4, Jamias Presley for the Panthers. We do have a flag on the play. Maybe a holding penalty that you would hope if you're the Panthers. And it's going to be an illegal chop block charge against the Wildcats. So it's going to back the Wildcats up. That's a 15-yard penalty. That will back them up. The ball now placed at the 44-yard line of the Panthers. So a much-needed break for the Panthers defense. As the clock continues to run with 2:20 remaining. As MacGyver sends a couple of receivers in motion, Dobbins lined up directly behind them. He's going to hand off to Dobbins. He's going to be met at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to run. It was brought down by number 12, Troy James. That's going to bring up 2nd and long for the Wildcats. Wildcats just taking their time on offense. 1:50 remaining and counting. As MacGyver just looks to the sideline, waits to get the call. As we got, there's 14 seconds on the play clock. As the Wildcats is trying to milk this one out. 1 receiver on each side. Another handoff to Dobbins up the middle. And he's going to be met right at the line of scrimmage. Not much doing on that one. Number 44, Warren Shankel and company on the stop for the Panthers. There's going to be a timeout on the play charge against the Panthers. With 1:24 remaining here on the game clock. Wildcats
with the timeout.
19. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I said with the timeout, Panthers still got a light of hope on. Can't buckle on this 3rd and 19. Don't expect the Wildcats to run. They're going to do all they can to milk the clock and punt the Panthers, try to pin them back deep. Maybe the Panthers can get a block on special teams. Who knows? Still a lot of time left, but not much time left. I want to remind you of the conclusion of tonight's game. Yes, sir. You can listen to the 1876 after party. Go ahead, Dry. I didn't mean to cut you off, sir.
No. You're absolutely fine, and you're right. There's time left, but not a whole lot of time left. You get the Panthers 1:24 to be exact. You still have 2 timeouts to work with. As the teams come back out into the field, 3rd and 19 for the Wildcats. And he's going to fake the run. He's going to roll to his right side. He throws this one. That pass is going to be complete. He was able to stay in bounds past the 40-yard line. Nowhere near enough for a first down. That's going to bring up fourth down for the Wildcats. As another timeout for the Panthers. They had to burn another timeout there. 1:15 remaining here on the game clock. So you got one timeout remaining for the Panthers. You got 1:15 to work here. You're down 13-21. You're about to get the ball back. More than likely kind of pinned well into your own territory. So if the Panthers get the ball, they're pretty much going to have to drive the entire length of the field for a touchdown. With 1:17, they already put two more seconds on the game clock. So now 1:17 remaining here in the fourth quarter with one timeout to work with.
Well, one timeout to work with. We could get a special teams miracle. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Even if we don't get the touchdown, get me across the 50-yard line, right? Give me a fighter's chance.
That's all we're looking for. All we're looking for is hope. That's all you need. All we're looking for is hope. So the teams that come back out into the field, the plenty of users that come back out into the field. And back to receive this one for the Panthers is going to be number 4, Xavier Johnson. As he's standing right at the 10-yard line. And this punt is off. And this one will bounce right inside the 5-yard line. Wow. You cannot write this up. That punt fell right inside. It looked like, because Xavier waved this one off, it looked as if it was going into the end zone, which is what the Panthers have hoped for. But it bounced right inside the 5-yard line, and this one is going to be spotted at the 1-yard line. So the Panthers will have to drive 99 yards for a touchdown with 1:07 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
1:07 remaining, one timeout, and for every first down, the clock does stop. So still got some hope, Dre. Work the middle of the field and try to move this thing as fast as you can.
Yes, sir. The 1st and 10 for the Panthers. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Conley is going to drop the pass. He has plenty of time. He has a man. That pass is caught past the 20, past the 25, and he's going to finally go out of bounds. A huge, huge gain for the Panthers. Number 4, Xavier Johnson on the reception for the Panthers. He was able to go out of bounds. 58 seconds remaining here on the game clock. Ball is now placed at the 27-yard line of the Panthers. Panthers moving right to left. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Conley backs the pass. He has a man. That pass is caught on the sideline. He goes out of bounds. That pass is going to be complete. The redshirt senior wide receiver, Jalen Howard. It's going to be another first down for the Panthers. And Howard was able to go out of bounds, so that will stop the clock with 53 seconds remaining. Ball's now at the 37-yard line. Panthers go with an empty backfield setup. He has a man. That pass is caught, and he's going to slide down past the 45-yard line, right at the 46-yard line. Another reception by Xavier Johnson. 2nd and 2 for the Panthers. Empty backfield setup. Conley drop back to pass. He has all day looking. He's going to roll to his left, and he's going to be brought down before going out of bounds by the Wildcats. He's going to lose 2 yards on the play. Panthers going to have to hurry up here. As Conley was looking for a man downfield, couldn't find anybody. Tried to take it himself. Wasn't able to get past the first wave of defenders. Clock continues to run. 10 seconds remaining. And looks like they're going to have to burn a timeout, their final timeout, with 9 seconds remaining on the game clock.
Not understanding why they let so much time burn off.
Yes, sir. Not understanding why they let so much time burn off. And they got the ball at their own 44-yard line, only 9 seconds on the game clock.
Well, you got to go. You still got enough for 2 plays if you play your cards right. but you're going to have to work the sideline now. You got the middle away from you. You would have had, I was thinking with 20-some-odd seconds left, you called a timeout, which gives you probably some time for 3 plays.
Right. Well, and on that previous play, if you're the quarterback, I understand you're trying to make some things shade. You may be trying to be the hero, not sure, but if you don't have a man downfield, you can get out of bounds, throw it away, it stops the clock, and you live to see another day. As Panthers come back out into the field, Conley has a man to the right side. The pass is going to be complete, but he stays in bounds right at the first down marker. And that was number 10, Trajan Spiller on the reception for the Panthers.
Clock it,
and
if they can.
As the Panthers able to attempt this one, ball downfield, and that pass is going to be incomplete. And with that, this ball game has come to an end. As Conley tried downfield, and that pass was broken up, that's going to take all the time off the game clock. And with that one, this game has come to an end. The Panthers fall short here against the Wildcats by the score of 21-13.
Oh boy, that was a tough one, Dre.
And
that was a tough one.
Yes, sir. That one is a tough one. That one hurts if you're Panther Nation leading majority of this game, and the Wildcats just come alive in the fourth quarter, score 2 touchdowns to take a 21-13 lead, and that will be ultimately our score here in today's ball game.
Yes, sir. 21-13 is the score. Panthers, as we mentioned throughout this broadcast, played well enough to win, and that's not being a homer. That's just calling it like it is. And when you look at it, there were some key plays that happened throughout this game. The first one I go back to was Goodwater. I say I like my water cold, but Goodwater kneeling down to get that field goal right at the end of the first half to extend the lead to 13-7 at the half. But then in the second half of play, 4th down from the 18-yard line, you elect to go for it, which would have given you a 9-point or could have given you a 9-point lead. And as a result, that momentum, the Wildcats scored, never looked back, and just a tough night for the Panthers. 3rd down killed the Panthers, in particular in the second half of play. They're going to have to address that. And the naked bootleg, it was a killer against the Panthers tonight, taking the Panthers' aggression and using it against them. When you have the naked bootleg, it's not necessarily for a scrambling quarterback, but it's for a guy who's somewhat a sitting duck, for him to buy extra time to look downfield through his possessions. And the Wildcats able to hold off the Panthers. Strong effort for the Panthers, not the effort we were looking for on both sides. Some people thought the Panthers really didn't have a snowball's chance in this one, but they proved wrong. Excellent game plan of attack. Just some tweaks here and there, and we could be looking at a Panthers victory on the road tonight.
Yes, sir. We could be looking at a Panthers victory. And as you alluded to, a lot of people are not expecting the Panthers to perform the way that they did in this ball game. And it may be kind of interesting to say this. Even though the Panthers fell short tonight, I still would like to say that this was still a statement game by the Panthers. The way that they showed up here against the Wildcats, how aggressive they were for 3 quarters. They were aggressive for 3 quarters in this game. All the Panthers needed was one more quarter to be strong and to be aggressive to finish this game out. Unfortunately, they were unable to do so here in this game. The Wildcats literally came alive in the fourth quarter. 21 points total here in this ball game, and 14 of those points came in the fourth quarter for the Wildcats.
Yes, sir. Tough night for the Panthers. I dare not say it, Dre, but I really think the turnaround. I don't want to seem like an ogre, but the Panthers had this game. they had this game. I feel like I can't even call his name right now. They were who we thought they were. We let them get away with it.
Yes, they were who we thought they were who we thought they were, Mike. And to another point that you alluded to here in this game, third downs for the Panthers, but more so importantly, third downs in the second half is really what became the turn of events here in this ball game. The Wildcats were 7 for 14 on third down conversions, and that's 50%. That's 50%. Converting the ball on third down, and when you're only down by a touchdown, because mind you, the Panthers were leading for majority of this ball game, but only 13-7. It wasn't as if the Panthers was up by 2 or 3 touchdowns, and if you're converting 50% of your third downs, only down by 1 touchdown, you can put yourself in a good position to take over, and that's exactly what the Wildcats did in this ball game.
Absolutely, you said 50% is a very favorable number, especially for your offense to be successful on those third downs. And that was a backbreaker tonight, a backbreaker and a deal breaker against the Panthers on tonight. I'm also interested to see, Andre, do you have what the penalty yards were for tonight?
Yes, sir. So for the Panthers, 8 total penalties for a total of 64 yards. To the Wildcats, 5 penalties for 42 yards here in today's game.
Yes, sir. So you lose a turnover, you win the turnover battle. Anytime you get 3 turnovers in a game, 2 things. You're expected that you may have scored more points and that you get the victory, because the defense looked exceptionally well. Ran into a little fatigue, it seems, in the second half, in particular that fourth quarter, because it was a grind-out session for the Wildcats as they wore down the Panthers defensively. And you hate to see the guys come up short on this one. And first half was just excellent. You couldn't ask for a better first half. Execution, awareness, guys at the right place at the right time. We just came up a biscuit short on tonight. But they're going to have to put this one behind them and get it for Incarnate Word, who's victorious tonight in their win over Nevada by the score 55-41. So it appears that the Incarnate are going to come in scoring some points. The Panthers moved the ball but couldn't get into the end zone, which is leaving money on the table.
Well, it's leaving money on the table, and as you mentioned, they're going to have to look past this one. But again, if you're the Panthers, still the way you perform in this game, and it's still something to behold, and it's something that you can kind of look forward to going into next week against Incarnate Word. Again, for 3 quarters, you played great. I still tip my hat off to the defense. 21 total points for the Wildcats, but again, 2 of those touchdowns came in the fourth quarter. So far, the Panthers defense had only held them to 1 touchdown that came in the first quarter. It was towards the end of the first quarter when the Wildcats scored their first touchdowns, and they wouldn't score again until the fourth quarter. So great job by the Panthers defense, although the scoreboard doesn't reflect it. Great job by the Panthers defense to be able to hold out the Wildcats offense for as much as they did. Unfortunately, the Panthers offense just weren't able to capitalize on some of those 3 and outs that the Panthers defense were able to cause here in this ball game. And ultimately what that happened is your defense started to get fatigued, and some of those bootleg rollouts, if you will, that the Wildcats offense did can kind of catch the defense off guard, especially when you're kind of out there fatigued a little bit, given the fact that you had just went on the sideline and you didn't really get much of a break.
Yes, sir. So once you say this is what you call a growing pain for the players and the coaching staff to get through that. We'll, of course, talk with Bubba McDowell and get a little bit more insight the thought pattern of what was going on throughout the course of the night. But overall, we still got to give a player of the game, Andre. And who's your player of the game going to be for tonight?
Well, I tip my hat off to the quarterback, Trazion Conley, because I feel like he shut out all the noise and the chirping coming into this ball game in terms of, can he pass as a quarterback? given the fact that he only attempted 6 passes last week. 20 for 37 on in today's game for 240 yards. And, of course, he had that one touchdown to the redshirt senior, Jalen Howard, at the beginning of the first quarter when the Panthers went up by the score of 7-0. Wasn't able to do much on the ground in today's game in comparison to last week. He rushed for over 100 yards last week, but in today's game, only 59 yards total. So not really much doing, but they took off 22 due to the sack that he took in the backfield. So he netted a total of 37 yards on the ground. So not a whole lot doing on the ground, but he did show everyone that he can complete passes through the air, and he has an arm as well as he has legs. So that is something to look forward to if you are Panther Nation for the remainder of this season.
Well, we'll see if Conley and crew can bounce back. So far, so good. No injuries from either side of the ball for both squads, and we're glad to hear and see that. Not glad about the result, but they'll live to fight another day. And while I go through the sponsor list, Dre, if you could see what we got, some late scores, if anything, for tonight's Southwestern Athletic Conference, reminding you guys that we will have the 1876 after party 15 minutes at the conclusion of tonight's broadcast and wrap-up. But meanwhile, we want to take the opportunity to thank our sponsors, Temple of Refuge Ministries. You can listen to the Sunday morning sermons, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, by simply dialing the same number you dialed here tonight, 857-777-0000. Temple of Refuge Ministries, building the kingdom one soul at a time. We also want to take the opportunity to thank the great people from Teague's Barbecue. Teague's Barbecue has been serving up some good old, as they say, some good old barbecue, Andre, and you can go ahead and check out Mr. Teague's Barbecue himself, Matthew Teague's at 3307 Spring Studner Road, and that is in Spring, Texas. That phone number, 832-246-8552. That number again, 832-246-8552. A Rocket Movers and Storage, located at 3354 Yellowstone Boulevard in Houston, Texas. Get in contact with Mr. James Woods at the phone number of 713-545-0656. 713-545-0656. The Panther backers, Dino Robinson and gang. You can get in contact with Dino and become part of the Panther backers. They've been serving the student athletes of Prairie View A&M proudly since 1995. And Dino is waiting on your phone call. Dino didn't answer our call earlier, but maybe he'll answer your call if you let him know that you would like to become a part of the Panther backers. And that number for Dino is 713-417-2090. 713-417-2090. And last but not least, the Prairie View Athletic Club, serving Prairie View Athletics since 1986, founded by Mr. George Higgs himself. You can reach out to the Prairie View Athletic Club, become a part of that team by dialing 936-857-5817. 936-857-5817. You can become part of the team here at the OpenMic Broadcast Network by becoming a listening partner. Simply go to the website, obnradio.com, click on the donation button, and for 17 cents a day, $5 a month, $60 a year, you can become a listening partner. Or you can become a Panther Sports partner with an $18.76 donation. One-time donation annually to help support Prairie View athletics. Go to that website again, obnradio.com. Andre, what kind of scores you got for us tonight, sir?
Yes, sir. Well, around the Southwestern Athletic Conference, a few scoring updates. Alabama A&M losing to Troy by the score of 31-3, 12-12 remaining in the fourth quarter of that ball game. Texas Southern trailing North Texas by the score of 52-24, 5:49 remaining in the third quarter. UCLA defeating Alabama State by the score of 45-7. Florida A&M taking care of Albany State by the score of 23-13. Bethune-Cookman falling short of South Carolina State by the score of 33-9. Tulane defeating Alcorn by the score of 52-0. Jackson State taking care of business against Tennessee State by the score of 16-3. Arkansas Pine Bluff beating down North American by the score of 76-3. Grambling taking care of Northwestern State, defeating them by a score of 47-21. Southern falling well short of LSU by the score of 65-17. And your Prairie View University Panthers falling short here in today's contest against Abilene Christian by the score of 21-13.
21-13 is our final score. The Panthers will be back in action this coming Saturday, September 17th, from the campus of Prairie View A&M University. Panthers kickoff will be at 6 p.m. Andre Davis will be in position to give us more Panther sports as it unfolds here on the OpenMic Broadcast Network. I want to thank you guys so much for joining in with us. Want to thank our statistician for tonight, Mr. Jack White, helping us with stats. Also, Mr. Tanya Thurston, she helped out with some stats on tonight as well. And everything was copacetic. Panthers fall short, but guess what? They will rise again because Prairie View is still producing productive people since 1876. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at The Mike Prince Show. Don't forget, you can also subscribe to the YouTube channel at the OpenMic Broadcast Network. The 1876 After Party Post-Game Show coming up in 15 minutes. 15 minutes, Dougie Fresh, and we're on. And on behalf of Andre Davis, Jack White, I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Thanking you guys so much for joining in with us. Panthers, once again, falling short by the score of 21-13. And that's going to wrap up our broadcast for tonight. But until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.